The story opened with a bloodied hand propped on a rock. There is a creature with wings like blades and long horns holding a black sword with red aura. This creature stood before a plain, injured man. The narration starts by saying that God is dead. Humanity worshipped gold and revered arcane engineering, until finally, they turned themselves into slaves. The injured man trembled in anger as he asked how everything is fair. The winged creature draws his sword. The man attacked the winged creature while repeating his question of how everything is fair. He screamed loudly as he charged forward. A large explosion that covered the whole city happened. The man was blown away. The best apocalyptic modern fantasy game. And this game is called Arcane Seoul. The player complained that this game is a pay-to-win game. This person is Kim Joonsoo, a 22-year-old college student, and he's also our main protagonist. He complained that it was unfair, that there's no way in hell that a poor F2P like him were supposed to enjoy the said game. Another player responded to him saying that he's a decent one for a free-to-play player. But then this player, the winged creature, teased him that it sucks to be him since this winged avatar player was on auto mode the entire time. The ID name of this winged creature is Rich Heavenly Dimanchin. Our MC cursed at him. Rich Heavenly Dimanchin replied that it was pretty fun, he had never seen an F2P doing so well, then he kept attacking the F2P player. The F2P player trembled as he held back his anger while playing on his phone outside. When he couldn't take it, he screamed so loudly complaining that it isn't fair that he lost to a whale even after spending 10,000 hours on the game. He argues that it isn't a game anymore. Instead, it became gambling with OP characters. But he easily accepted defeat, saying that he's the idiot for wasting time on that dog shit game. He decided to do his dailies so he can proceed on his homework. This person has no life outside game and commits to his dailies no matter what. He clicks on the free pull button expecting to get another Warrior Kim. But he was shocked. To his surprise, a platinum chest opens. He watches it unfold. Until he was surprised, the same winged creature appeared. It's called the Heavenly Demon with a rank of SSR. This man couldn't believe his luck. It was crazy. This creature is the best character in the game, and the chances of pulling him on a free pull are 0.00006%. Even if he was in the middle of the road, he danced with joy. It was hilarious. He proceeded in raising the Heavenly Demon. He could do this by farming. He's also aware of the fastest way to raise a character in Arcane Seoul, and that is to use the characters that he had raised as EXP. His devilish grin when he uttered this was comedic. Looks like he felt no remorse. And he's actually proud that he got over his jealousy of Uber whales. He decided to use his Warrior Kims to raise his Heavenly Demon. Heavenly Demon's experience rises as Joonsoo happily bids farewell to the Warrior Kims. He was delighted to be a Heavenly Demon owner now. But while he crossed the street, he noticed that the truck was approaching him fast. The driver of the truck was asleep. The scene was familiar. Folks! Truck-kun was back at it again. Eventually, Joonsoo opened his eyes. He was confused. He was in the hospital with bandages on his head and leg. Then his head started throbbing. The truck approaching him flashed in his mind. He was frozen at that time. The truck swerved. That's when he remembered he got hit by a truck. A nurse entered and called him Warrior Kim. Joonsoo was confused. The nurse immediately left to call the doctor. Joonsoo wonders why the nurse called him Warrior Kim. He saw his patient ID and his registered name there was Warrior Kim. He thought it was just a stupid mistake. Then he admitted feeling guilty about dusting his Warrior Kims as EXP for the Heavenly Demon, but he couldn't imagine becoming Warrior Kim. When he was about to stand up from the bed, he accidentally stepped on the bandaged leg. The pain registers through his whole body, which made him yell loudly. The nurse rushed to his aid, reminding him that he isn't allowed to move yet. Joonsoo kept complaining how it hurts too much, that he's going to fucking die. The doctor appeared and explained that Joonsoo was hit by a truck. Fortunately, he got off with just those injuries, but they still needed to run some more tests on him. The doctor informed him that he needs an MRI and a magical vision test. Joonsoo asked what that was. Hearing Warrior Kim and magic, it just totally doesn't make sense. At the front desk, emergency room and facility fees were passionately computed, along with CT scan, X-ray, and other costs all combined. The total is 22,370,569 Korean won. Upon hearing that, Joonsoo froze. He couldn't believe his bill blew up to that amount when he's only there for 4 days. The staff explained that it's because he doesn't have insurance, so he needs to cover it from his own pockets. He asked why he doesn't have one when every Korean has national health insurance. The staff asked what that was. She inquired if Joonsoo has Legion insurance or Magic Tower insurance. He had no idea what the staff was saying. Suddenly, he realized that it sounded familiar. He wondered where he had heard it before. He tried to recall it. The Legion, Megacorp, Magic Tower, Holy Order. It dawned on him. It was the 4 factions that dominated Seoul. It's the setting of Arcane Seoul. In a world where God had abandoned humanity, arcane science developed drastically. The polluted earth is full of monsters, and humans modify their body in order to survive. Joonsoo turned pale. All he can utter is, "Fuck that." To put it simply, the setting is a world that is hard to survive in, and he panicked when he realized that he had entered it. He went to sleep happy that he got the heavenly demon, but he never had imagined he would become a tutorial character. He assumed that it was a divine punishment for dusting those warrior Kims. He entered a small old room and complained how it was smaller than his previous apartments. He couldn't understand why the fuck warrior Kim is so poor. He sat on the bed wondering how his body isn't in the best condition, and he also doesn't have any money. He doesn't know what to do. And if he's really in Arcane Seoul, soon, events like nuclear wars, dimensional rifts, or revival of the old gods will occur and make the place a living hell. Joonsoo had no idea how he ended up there, but he's certain that if he doesn't do anything, he'll definitely die. Then he realized something. He took a pen. He was planning something ominous when he raised it over his fingers, but he wanted to check before it's too late. He stabbed his hand using the pen. He yelled loudly from the pain. The hole in his hand started to heal, until only a black mark of the pen was left. Our boy was glad to see the result. He knew it would work. A system window appeared indicating that he had obtained a trait called Wound Recovery. It was solely the reason why he raised countless warrior Kims. Warrior Kim is a free tutorial character. It's the only character without a base trait. However, the player can unlock traits and switch them out, so they can raise warrior Kims with more freedom than any other character. For someone like Joonsoo, who relied on strategy, warrior Kims were better than higher rarity characters. That means now that Joonsoo is a warrior Kim, he can get any trait as long as he works for it. He activated Wound Recovery and he healed the concussion and broken leg. Arcane Seoul. This is a world where the poor and powerless die, or if the person runs out of luck. But Joonsoo was determined not to let that happen to him. He's determined to survive. He has the knowledge from wasting 10,000 hours on Arcane Seoul as a F2P player. Eventually, Joonsoo reached rank 9. He's looking fierce. Eventually, he showed this smug smile of his as he thought of taking advantage of having the warrior Kim's body. At the player personnel office, a bearded man with a cigarette in his mouth looks at a document, and he's asking the person before him if it's true that as a warrior Kim, it would be his first time in the personnel office. Joonsoo replied yes, and he expressed that he's interested in joining the mana purification business. He needed to earn money first for a crappy gacha game like this, and since Joonsoo only got his damn body, it's the only thing he can do to earn big money. The man propped his foot on the table. Then he asked if Joonsoo truly understands what dungeon clearing entails. This person is the player personnel director, Choi Seonsu. Joonsoo replied that he's aware. Seonsu doesn't believe him, since there's nothing on his resume. Of course, Joonsoo would know how crappy the work is. Contaminated mana. This is the reason monsters took over Arcane Seoul. Dungeon clearing is the act of cleaning up trash, which emits large amounts of contaminated mana. Extended exposure to mana can result in death. A man exposed to that has his veins popping out while he begs for help. Suddenly, a beam of light came out from his body and reached the ceiling. One of the effects is mutation, which causes the job to be extremely dangerous. Seonsu agreed to assign Joonsoo to a team once they have enough people. Joonsoo thanked him, but Seonsu asked again if he's certain about it. Seonsu shared that he had seen plenty of people like Joonsoo enter the work for the money and return completely empty on the inside. Joonsoo grinned and told him not to worry. Then he told Seonsu that he'll be better than him. Seonsu was caught off guard. Joonsoo walked away from the office with his Joker face on as he thinks that working his ass off as a free-to-play player is his expertise. In this world, Arcane Seoul, where he's registered as Warrior Kim, he has a record of 10,000 playtime. Later on, we see the labor leader named Deer, a man with deer horns, greeted the shitty newbie joining the team. Joonsoo replied that he only came there because he was assigned to the team. Deer grabbed him by the collar and asked him if it looked like a playground to him. He doesn't see determination behind Joonsoo's eyes. Deer warned him not to beg him after he mutated, and that if he spots any signs of Joonsoo turning into a mutant, he'll kill him without second thoughts. Joonsoo replied that he'll keep that in mind. This act of trying to scare the newbie is the same in game and in real life too. But Joonsoo couldn't figure out why there is an R-rank character Deer in there. He realized that it's how Deer looked before awakening. He has normal legs. A man rushed in and told Deer that there's no need for him to do that as a newbie. Since they are already short on personnel, they need all the help they can get. This character is Hedgehog. He has 5 years of dungeon cleaning. Deer replied that it will only happen if the newbie could help him, but he judged Joonsoo already, and he settled for Joonsoo to not be a nuisance. Deer informed the team that they have exactly 4 days to clean up the contaminated location, so they must hurry. Joonsoo got angry at Deer because he's a lot harsher than he was in the game. Hedgehog told him not to be bothered by that. He explained that Deer might be rough, but he's actually a nice guy. Joonsoo replied, okay. They approached a large, dirty door. They started complaining that something smells rotten. One cleaner said that he could never get used to it. Deer announced that he's going to open the door, so everyone must prepare themselves. He tapped his card on the door and it opened. He instructed everyone to be in position. A low-rank monster called Contaminated Slime was scattered in the area. The basis of cleaning up contaminated mana and monsters, Contaminated Slime. Those monsters could be weak, but they could be difficult to deal with. One cleaner smashed the slime with the shovel. But then he did not expect to see it multiply. The contaminated slime won't die until the little core mana on their body is hit. The cleaners panicked as to how they would find it. If it continues, they will be exposed to contaminated mana soon. Joonsoo came running to the guys who were being squashed by the contaminated slime. They told him to stay back, but Joonsoo leapt towards them and he's about ready to stab the contaminated slime. The man was surprised. Joonsoo uttered that he won't take responsibility for it. He hit the slime. But with this, he also hit the balls of this guy. But the shovel was able to stab a golden rock, and the slime has dissipated. Joonsoo smiled and found it perfect. He decided to get warmed up, while the man he just saved trembled from the fear that his manhood would have been hit earlier. Joonsoo got moving. In his one swift move, he was able to pass through and hit several slimes. All the cores were hit. Joonsoo kept going. Our boy was showing his shiftness, and his accuracy is on point. Deer and the rest couldn't believe how Joonsoo is killing all the slime in one strike. They asked how it was possible. Only Joonsoo knew it was possible. 2 days ago, Joonsoo was crawling on the ground while in search of something. People stared at him, but he didn't care, until he noticed something. It was what he's looking for. It was a 500 coin. Due to that, a system window appeared to notify him that he has acquired the trait called Treasure Hunt. Joonsoo was happy because it was the most important trait for Warrior Kim. He loudly celebrated this, and the people around him got cautious and left. Before monster cleaning, Joonsoo learned a few important rules while gathering a few necessary traits. There was a time where he was about to vomit. He had done it in a large trash bin, and because of that, he obtained the trait called Contamination Resistance. That one was the hardest for him. He realized that obtaining traits worked the same as the game, as long as he satisfies the conditions. He happily viewed the traits that he earned with blood, sweat, and tears. Secondly, he can have a total of 6 traits. He can switch between the traits that he has learned whenever he wants. Back to the present time, he activated Treasure Hunt, a trait which can help him find an opponent's weakness. And thanks to that trait, he can see the mana cores. He's doing well smashing those cores. Suddenly, a large, contaminated slime appeared and made a loud noise. Deer warned everyone to be careful not to get hit. Joonsoo let out a breath. Despite being covered in filth, he's smiling as he utters that his hard work is paying off. With a sadistic-looking face, he commented that the Warrior Kim labor specialty is amazing. His trait called Contamination Resistance was activated. It was nighttime and the bus had arrived. Joonsoo looked exhausted. Even with the help of these traits, working all day was still tiring for him. Hedgehog stood by Joonsoo's seat and told him that they were able to go home early because of him. Hedgehog sat beside him and told him that he was amazing. He inquired if Joonsoo is waiting to awaken like Deer. Joonsoo replied that it was nothing like that. He explained that he just knew how to work a shovel thanks to his military experience. That made Hedgehog impressed even more. But as soon as he said that, a pair of horns grew on his forehead. Joonsoo had noticed that Hedgehog's mutation symptoms are getting worse. It looked like he was exposed to too much contaminated mana. Joonsoo told Hedgehog that he didn't look so good, and he suggested that he take a break tomorrow. Hedgehog shared how he prefers to be a mutant over facing his debtors. That made sense. Joonsoo knew that there aren't many reasons why people would take up the job. The scene shifts, and we see a shovel hit the earthy ground. 4 days later, they were all done. Joonsoo was fine, but the man behind him was about to barf. Joonsoo looked around and noticed how everyone was tired after several days of monster cleaning. Someone vomited. It was Hedgehog. He doesn't look good. Joonsoo noticed him. He already told him before not to push himself too much. Deer approached Joonsoo and told him that he looked ready to go. Deer wondered if it was because of Joonsoo's young age. Deer praised him for doing great at work. Joonsoo was slightly embarrassed, but it was thanks to the new traits that he earned while monster cleaning that it made the work easier for him. He noticed how Deer are holding up really well. He wondered if it's because Deer is at R rank, but Deer said that he's exhausted. A loud noise caught Joonsoo's attention. It was Hedgehog, and he looked like he's in great pain. People who were concerned gathered around him. Ominous aura has also started coming out from his body. Hedgehog's spikes started raising. Upon seeing this, Deer hurriedly rushed to them. Joonsoo had a bad feeling about it. Deer yelled at Hedgehog to snap out of it. He ushered him out of the place. but Hedgehog already looked vicious. Then a loud explosion happened. Joonsoo couldn't help but curse while he waited to see what happened. A large brown foot with spikes stomped on the ground. Hedgehog transformed and became a large mutant. He bared his sharp teeth and spikes. This is Hedgehog mutant. It looked like he lost all of his sanity. If they don't defeat him, the team wouldn't be able to get out. Joonsoo checked his list of traits, but since all the new traits he has are specialized for monster cleaning, there's nothing that will help him in combat. No matter what he thinks about it, he knew something that others also don't know. In his mind, our boy was certain that they are now screwed. Hedgehog punched him. It was a powerful one that made Joonsoo crash on the ground. Joonsoo coughed up blood. He realized how much their power difference is too much. If it continues, he'll die at that rate. Unexpectedly, a system window appeared and informed him that he had obtained a trait called Endurance. Remembering that he has traits that could be his advantage, he decided not to give up yet. He scanned through his traits while thinking of a way to defeat that thing. He deleted some old traits. Strength trait will be helpful in his situation. Mana Heart will help him control his mana. Endurance will reduce all damage taken. Mana Absorption allows him to absorb mana. And Deep Respiration grants higher mana regeneration. Lastly, the final piece to the puzzle. Corruption Resistance. Joonsoo is now satisfied with the basics in place. He's ready to fight. Hedgehog came running towards him. Joonsoo stood there anticipating the attack. He activated the trait Strength, which amplifies power by over tenfold. Then he lifts his shovel up. He hit Hedgehog with it and sent him flying from the impact. Since it worked, Joonsoo gained confidence that he can pull through. Hedgehog was in mid-air when he decided to turn into a ball of spikes. Joonsoo was caught off guard. Hedgehog, in the form of a ball of spike, came rolling towards him. There was a boulder on Hedgehog's way, but he's able to dodge it by jumping. Even if he was on air, he's still spinning. And Joonsoo watched intently. Joonsoo was horrified, to the point that it left him cursing loudly. When Hedgehog landed, it shattered the ground. Then he unrolled himself, and he's back to his 2 feet. Hedgehog sensed something. Joonsoo was charging towards him. Joonsoo has activated the Endurance trait, which amplifies defense by over tenfold. While raising his fist to punch Hedgehog, Joonsoo complained that even with Endurance, it still hurts like hell. But Joonsoo knows that if he stops now, he'll die. He had no choice but to keep attacking. Hedgehog planned to use his spikes to his advantage. He attacked Joonsoo with it, but Joonsoo was able to evade it. It was a close call. Then Hedgehog followed that attack by raining down spikes on Joonsoo. The spikes were stuck on several parts of Joonsoo's body. He endures it, thinking that he'd succeed by pushing himself a little more. He charged at Hedgehog. Hedgehog counterattacked before Joonsoo could reach him. Joonsoo froze in shock. His hand was obliterated. Hedgehog had plenty of spikes to release. And when he did, it blasted off Joonsoo's arm. When Joonsoo fell on his back, Hedgehog approached him to hit him with both fists. Joonsoo was teary-eyed as he thought about how he can't win as a warrior Kim. Hedgehog hit him with both fists. Joonsoo had a flashback of his memories when playing the game. Back then, everything was easy for him. All he needed was a single click to hunt down monsters. He never thought about how the character would feel. He simply pushed the character into extremities under the pretext of efficient training. But now he understands that it takes suffering to obtain a mediocre trait. Hedgehog was surprised to see that Joonsoo got out of his grip. Joonsoo maintained a distance from Hedgehog. Joonsoo's body now looked muscular. He had just activated a trait called Mutant Muscle. He realized that there's no way to win without paying any price. Hedgehog lost his footing when he got punched. Joonsoo had a reason for attacking recklessly earlier, and it was for the trait obtainable when surpassing the limit with Mana, Heart, and Strength traits activated to obtain Mutant Muscle. He endured it all to build up for the moment that he had waited for. When Hedgehog punched him, he easily blocked it. He hit him back while daring him to land a punch on him. Hedgehog covered his fist with spikes and pinned Joonsoo on the ground with it. Joonsoo was surprised to find out that it wasn't using its full strength yet. Joonsoo's gut was spilling out. But then Hedgehog noticed something. Joonsoo was back on his feet. He had obtained a trait called Mutant Body. He smirked and thanked Hedgehog because he helped him become stronger. Hedgehog charged forward. Joonsoo met his attack. They were holding each other's hand while pushing each other. They were on the same footing. Deer gained consciousness, and he was trying to see what was going on since it had become noisy. He didn't expect to see Joonsoo and Hedgehog engaged in a close combat. It was surprising to see Warrior Kim that way. He wondered if he's a superhuman or something because there's no way he can fight on equal footing against a mutant. Since Joonsoo and Hedgehog were both pushing each other, they both crashed on the ground. Joonsoo realized that it wasn't that easy. His size has grown similar to Hedgehog, but if it keeps going, he'll be at a disadvantage. Hedgehog screamed loudly. Joonsoo decided to pull a risky stunt since he had no choice. While Hedgehog is on his ball from rolling towards Joonsoo, Joonsoo decided to activate the trait Contamination Resistance. This trait develops resistance to contaminated mana. Joonsoo decided to believe in himself and deleted the trait. Deer was shocked. Joonsoo underwent a transformation. He almost looked like a mutant with his large body and sharp teeth. He released a laser beam from his mouth. Hedgehog couldn't block it. The beam was so powerful. Deer's jaw dropped as he wondered what it was. Joonsoo looked like a monster. Deer thought that Joonsoo had become a mutant while fighting one, but he wondered how it was possible. Currently, Joonsoo's trait called Mutant Warrior Kim has been activated. Deer's reaction was, "Holy shit!" He wondered what the hell was that. He knew he needed to get out of there. He saw that the monster was hovering over him and was about to grab him. Since he couldn't do anything, he just shut his eyes while anticipating his doom. He was confused when nothing happened after some time, so he opened his eyes. And he saw Joonsoo back to his human form again. Joonsoo fell face down on the ground. Despite his exhaustion, he celebrated his victory. His trait called Corruption Resistance is the last line of defense, if he's in possession of mutant form and mutant muscles. And he deleted the Corruption Resistance, he'll get the trait Mutant. The common belief is that once a person turns into a mutant, that person cannot change back. But Joonsoo knew otherwise. He knew that he would be able to change the trait as long as he was able to think reasonably, even a little bit. He really held on to his rationality earlier, and that is how he was able to switch out Mutant for Corruption Resistance. Sometime later, Joonsoo looked exhausted. He sat beside the garbage bags. Earlier, he felt like all of his bones and muscles were moving around. He doesn't want to go through that again. He tries to stand up. He approaches the corpse of Hedgehog. Hedgehog has a violet orb in his mouth. Joonsoo took it. The system notified him that he obtained a level 1 mana core. Joonsoo smiled widely while thinking that all the pain that he endured was worth it. He was pleased to gain a level 1 mana core. He commented how profitable the cleanup work is. Deer approached him and asked him if he's okay. Deer asked Joonsoo what happened to him since he saw him become a mutant. Joonsoo knew how annoying it would be if there were any rumors about him. He replied to Deer explaining that he just gambled on being able to turn back. He told them that it was pure luck. Deer were suspicious that it was just all luck. But he stopped mid-sentence when Joonsoo handed him golden orbs. Joonsoo invited them to go back now since he's been dying to breathe fresh air. The two men beside Deer were surprised to see the level 0 mana cores, and there was a ton of it. Joonsoo assumed that since he saved their lives and gave them mana cores, they would probably keep his secret. Deer watched him intently. Back at the building of Director Choi forces. Director Choi was acting nice as he emphasized those who went through a great deal of hardship. Joonsoo admitted that it was challenging in the end. He noticed how Director Choi is kissing his ass now, and it confused him. Director Choi told Joonsoo that they should have informed them that he was a superhuman. If he did that, they would have gotten him proper work instead of a cleanup work. That now answers his question as to why Director Choi is acting that way. It's because Director Choi thought he was a superhuman. In Arcane Seoul, a superhuman awakens an ability, allowing them to obtain powerful mana. In a world like this, where strength is power and authority, superhumans are basically nobles. It makes sense that Director Choi would think that way since a superhuman is needed to defeat mutants. But in reality, Joonsoo was able to win because of his traits. Director Choi knew that he should pay him for the cleanup. Joonsoo decided to let Director Choi think that he's a superhuman. Director Choi took out a wad of cash from the pouch. He explained that Joonsoo had cleaned 5 regions, and Director Choi would take 20% fees from the total of 50 million won. Then dividing that up to how many people were in the group, Joonsoo would be receiving 5 million won. But Director Choi decided to do it differently this time. He'll only take 5% fees from Joonsoo's share and will give him a bonus. Joonsoo was surprised to receive 12 million. With a smile like a clown, he utters that he's looking forward to working with him. Deep inside, he thought of how nice it is to be a superhuman. Now that he has all that money, Joonsoo thought about how he should spend it. A bald man approached him and commented how Joonsoo looked like he's in a good mood. The man assumes that Joonsoo must have gotten paid a lot. It's one of the people that he worked with last time. Joonsoo's instinct made him hide the cash behind his back. The man informed Joonsoo that he wants to ask him a favor. The man told him that his wife is sick and he wants to borrow some money. Joonsoo knew that it's not a good idea to help others when he doesn't even know them in that world. He's cautious since the man might stab him in the back. It was already hard to support just himself. But he reached out to the man who was bowing before him and told him not to do that, especially when he's older than him too. Then Joonsoo placed the golden orbs in his hand. Joonsoo felt too bad to ignore the man. When nighttime came, the man who was begging for help earlier had changed personality. He laughed evilly while commenting that Joonsoo is such a dumbass. He pretended to be a poor old dude and Joonsoo gave him those mana cores. Deer asked if Joonsoo could be new to that kind of stuff. The man replied that he bet Joonsoo would have given him more if he had said that his kid is sick too. He also expressed how annoying it is that Joonsoo got paid more than them. Director Choi only gave them a rat's ass amount of money along with that fake superhuman part of their shares too. Deer knew that Joonsoo isn't even a real superhuman. He decided to teach him a lesson soon. The man asked Deer if he had any ideas in mind. Deer asked back if the man couldn't tell. Deer smirked. He assumed that the idiot must have some kind of strange ability. Deer suggested that since they know that idiot's secret, they should teach him. Deer crushed the mana cores with his bare hands and clarified that he wants to teach Joonsoo a lesson of how scary the world can be. At a high-rise building, Joonsoo is having a luxurious massage. He couldn't help but express how having money is a good thing. He never thought he'd see the day he could get a massage at a place like that. He thought how in-game is better than reality. His arm was squeezed, and he groaned in pain. Joonsoo had spent 3 whole days resting in the hotel, and yet it still hurts. From then on, he decided to think twice before using any mutant-related traits. Changing traits isn't as omnipotent as he thought. His body changes depending on the traits, and the severity of the side effects increases the more his body changes. The problem is whether Joonsoo could survive after limiting his trait usage. While he was looking out through the window, he noticed something. A man was sunbathing, and he recognized that the man was from the Iron Fist gang. He commented how those men go around with the air of arrogance. Arcane Seoul is dominated by local gangs rather than by law. It is only natural since there are too many monsters around and people have to depend on superhumans. Joonsoo managed to survive the first bit, but it would be foolish to only depend on his traits in such a dangerous place. He had this creepy smile on his face again as he thought that the only option he has are the items. At the Seoul Miscellaneous store, Joonsoo was there to sell some stuff. He told the girl at the counter that he has some byproducts from monsters. The girl sized up Joonsoo and warned him in advance that they don't buy any level 0 mana cores. Joonsoo replied that he's well aware. He rummages through his backpack, and he took out his ball that he plans to sell. The woman at the counter was surprised how shiny and big Joonsoo's ball was. This lady even drooled over it, and that was because it's a level 2 mana core. Joonsoo had a smug look on his face as he told the woman to take a look. Joonsoo felt pleased to see how surprised the woman was. It made the grinding in the hotel room pay off. He fused everything he had, and fortunately, it came out as a level 2 mana core. Its price differs depending on the level, so to sell it at the highest price, that is what needs to be done. The woman gave him 4.77 million won for the core. Joonsoo thanked her for it. He asked the woman if they sell weapons or aimers. The woman was delighted that he asked, and he ushered him. Joonsoo went behind the counter. He was pleased at what he saw. The room was full of basic items that he used in the game. The woman encouraged him to take his time. Joonsoo was too giddy to get himself geared up. After a while, we see this fucker carried a lot of large guns. As he walks through the street, he comments that now that he has those weapons, it finally feels like he's playing Arcane Seoul. Then, someone called his attention. A woman asked him if he's a mercenary because she needed help. Joonsoo replied that he's not, so she can look for someone else. The woman took out a bundle of cash and explained to Joonsoo that she's there on a business trip, but the Iron Fist gang scares her. She asked him to protect her on the way to her lodging. 500,000 for a bodyguard made it feel like a daily quest. Joonsoo thought of giving it a try since he's all geared up. He replied to the lady saying that he can't just ignore a lady in danger. And then off they go. They pass through a quiet alleyway. While ascending the staircase, the woman informed him that they were almost there. Joonsoo started to get suspicious since she's staying at such a shady place. Forget a single person. There isn't even an ant. Our boy was confused. The woman stood on a dark corner while saying that they're almost there. Joonsoo expressed that it's too dark, so he couldn't see anything. But exactly at that moment, he obtained a trait called night vision. So now he could see, though he didn't plan to get it. The only problem was, the woman held a gun facing Joonsoo. Then she utters how Joonsoo is much more cautious than expected. That's when Joonsoo realized that it could be a trap. Deer appeared behind him and asked where he's going. Several men blocked the exit. Joonsoo inquired about what he had done to deserve it. Deer replied nothing. It's just that he thinks Joonsoo is dumb. He called him a gullible bastard. But before he could finish his sentence, Joonsoo bumped into the woman and ran away. Deer was pissed off when Joonsoo started a conversation and ran away just like that. Deer instructed to shoot Joonsoo. Joonsoo got shot on his back. He fell on the stairs. Deer complained that the woman should have shot the leg, not the torso. The woman reasoned that it's better that he was getting away. Deer was concerned that Joonsoo is dead. The woman uttered that since Joonsoo was able to return to human after becoming a mutant, there would be someone who might be willing to buy his dead body. Deer argues that they could have gotten more had they captured Joonsoo alive. One of the men suggested looting Joonsoo's bag and equipment for the time being. Deer agreed to it. But then, when they saw the ground, only a pool of blood was left. Joonsoo isn't there anymore. They were all confused as to where the body went. Suddenly, the light bulb above them shattered, and one man was hit from behind. They were alarmed since they had no idea what that was. It made Deer think that Joonsoo is still alive. Unexpectedly, Joonsoo replied that he is. He uttered that he can't die to someone who repays kindness with betrayal. It was a good thing that he exited the store after wearing the bulletproof vest. Thanks to that, he obtained the trait that he needed. His new trait is called Playing Dead. Since Joonsoo broke the streetlight, it became dark and Deer's gang couldn't see anything. Deer looked for Joonsoo, and to his surprise, Joonsoo appeared behind him. Joonsoo punched him in the neck, while saying that since he saved Deer's life, he's taking it now. Then he called Deer the son of a bitch. The impact of Joonsoo's punch had made Deer crash on the ground. Deer sat back up and wiped the blood on his jaw. He retaliated by kicking Joonsoo, but Joonsoo was able to evade that. Joonsoo punched him again, while lecturing him that he should have been grateful that he saved his life, and trying to kill his savior isn't the right thing to do. Again, Deer were thrown on the ground. Joonsoo was about to kick him. When the woman fired a shot, she couldn't see anything, so she asked if it was Deer. She asked if he's okay. The bullet had grazed Joonsoo's arm, making him realize that he was careless. In Arcane Seoul, the scariest thing isn't monsters or mutants, but people. He realized that he was too naive and trusted people too easily. He brought out his gun while thinking that he won't make that same mistake again. He shot the woman, causing her to drop the gun. Then he shot the other man. They were groaning and cradling the body part that was hit. Joonsoo told them that it was enough. Someone moved really quick. Joonsoo was about to kill Deer for his safety, but he sensed something behind him. He was about to turn around. When Deer had kicked him, Deer's leg had transformed. He awakened as a level 1 superhuman Deer. Joonsoo couldn't believe that Deer had managed to go through superhuman awakening at that moment. Internally, Joonsoo complained about the shitty job of the game developers. Superhuman awakening happens in Arcane Seoul. Since all playable characters are able to go through superhuman awakening, it is considered the basic growth system of the game. According to the world within Arcane Seoul, a level 1 superhuman is strong enough to threaten an ordinary civilian holding an automatic rifle. In other words, Joonsoo had to deal with a superhuman with nothing but his ordinary body. Deer moved quickly. It was like he's disappearing. Deer's traits are stereoscopic movement and kicking. Stereoscopic movement is when the user can use their incredible leg elasticity to move freely in any direction. Joonsoo was surprised when he saw Deer running on the wall to get to him. Deer jumped with the intention of landing on Joonsoo. He didn't hide his murderous intent. Joonsoo knew that he needed to dodge that attack. Joonsoo was able to evade it by a few inches. When Deer landed, the ground shattered and the impact made Joonsoo lose his balance. Deer was surprised that Joonsoo managed to dodge, but he knew that Joonsoo won't be able to dodge his next attack. He was confident. But to his surprise, Joonsoo told him that he doesn't plan on dodging. Joonsoo blocked Deer's foot with his sword. He smirked as he unsheathed his sword while cursing at Deer. Joonsoo had this feeling earlier that buying the expandable baton was a good idea. A few hours ago, he was contemplating on what to buy. A gun would be worth it. Since Warrior Kim is a warrior-class character, even if he were to grow stronger, there's a limit to how effectively he can wield a gun. But as a precautionary measure, Joonsoo decided to buy a warrior-class weapon too. And he brought that out in his fight with Deer. Each character has weapons and traits that are more effective for their class. And that's why, in order to win against Deer, he needed to use a close-range weapon and traits fit for a warrior. He swung his weapon and landed a hit on Deer. Joonsoo also obtained a trait called Strike. He was delighted to gain his first class-specific trait called Strike. This is now his time to counterattack. He continued attacking Deer with movements like downward slash, uppercut, and lunge. He also did a side swipe. Deer had a difficult time until he got the opportunity to get closer and kick Joonsoo. Joonsoo was caught off guard that Deer had found an opening. He wondered if he should dodge it, but he knew he can't stop now after coming so far, so even if it means he broke a bone, he kept attacking. They both groaned as their attacks landed on each other. A blue aura covered Joonsoo's weapon. He had obtained another trait, and it's called Combo. It's exactly what Joonsoo wants. The best warrior-class trait built for early stages, Strike and Combo. He attacked Deer with it until Deer was begging for him to stop. Joonsoo didn't listen, though. Deer met his end. His body crashed on the pavement. While Joonsoo rejoiced that he had defeated Deer, Joonsoo sensed something in his body. His hands looked like they were burning. Joonsoo wondered what that sensation was. His entire body is filled with pain, yet he feels something else brimming form within. The pain was intensifying. An explosion of golden light happened. Afterwards, his body is surrounded with a golden aura. It was the day he learned the cruel truth of the world of Arcane Seoul, but also the day that he awakened as a level 1 superhuman warrior Kim. Joonsoo's body looked more buff. He celebrated his transformation into a superhuman. His facial expression was intense to the point that his eyeballs rolled back. Joonsoo did all sorts of weird moves like a headstand as a way to express his joy. He liked that he's going to be a high-paying mercenary who is also entitled to low-interest bank loans. A man with tobacco appeared and commented that Joonsoo had finally done it. That immediately caught Joonsoo's attention. It was a large man with a large gun and spare bullets across his body. This is called Iron Fist Kim. He is the second basic character given in Arcane Seoul after Warrior Kim. It's a character from the reinforced soldier class who uses firearms as their primary weapon, specializing in shooting using a prosthetic arm. The problem is that Iron Fist Kim is the feared boss of the Iron Fist gang of the underworld. Joonsoo assumed that since he fought while in their territory, he must have provoked them. Iron Fist Kim approached him while his gang member pats Joonsoo's torso with a big-ass gun and asks if he knew where he was before he made the mess. Joonsoo turned pale and explained that he was attacked suddenly and couldn't let himself die. Iron Fist Kim held a handgun on his prosthetic arm while asking Joonsoo if he thinks that those guys are scarier than the Iron Fist gang. Internally, Joonsoo was alarmed to see the gun. If he fights in his current condition, he knows that he'll die for nothing. Iron Fist pointed the gun on Joonsoo's chest while telling him that he made a wrong choice. He's decided to show Joonsoo what happens when he defiles their territory. Joonsoo was silent for a brief moment. Then he informed Iron Fist Kim that he missed one thing. Joonsoo grabbed the gun and yelled that he's not the type of guy to die easily. Iron Fist Kim was caught off guard. The bastard Joonsoo just pulled the trigger on his own. Joonsoo staggered. Then the system window appeared to inform him that he obtained a trait called regeneration. Joonsoo commented that it tickles on the part where he was shot. Iron Fist Kim was amused with Joonsoo's ability. Regeneration is the upgraded version of the wound recovery trait. It's a trait obtainable once he becomes a level 1 superhuman. It will be over once they start looking down on Joonsoo, so he went on with the bluff tactic. He boasted to them that he didn't survive out of luck. He added that he didn't care who they are, but if they mess with him, a warrior Kim, they better brace themselves. Iron Fist took a mental note of his name and expressed that he liked his guts. He decided to let Joonsoo go this time, but not without pointing out that he owes him a debt. He pats Joonsoo's shoulder, and then whispered to his ear that he's expecting Joonsoo to know what it means. Joonsoo replied that he will remember it. He wondered if Iron Fist Kim recognized him. Iron Fist Kim extended his hand with a promise that they will both work on a job together next time. Joonsoo knows that Iron Fist Kim isn't the type of person that will betray him, so he understood that it wouldn't be a bad choice to build a connection with him. Joonsoo agrees to it, and shook his hand while promising to meet next time, at the Jamsil Superhuman Tower. Joonsoo looked stylish with his sunglasses and floral shirt. He was impressed with the spectacular view. The interior of the building looked luxurious, and it had several floors. Joonsoo couldn't help but notice how different it was from his town. A woman approaches him and thanks him for visiting the Superhuman Tower. She asked Joonsoo how she could help him. Upon seeing her, Joonsoo blushed since she's so beautiful. But the woman seemed familiar. He wondered if she's an NPC. The woman assumed that he's there for a superhuman certification, and she directed him on the machine to measure his mana and trait circuit. Joonsoo thanked her. Joonsoo walks towards it. He couldn't help but think how rookie he looks from the way she assisted him without him having to say what he needed. Joonsoo was looking forward to having a real life in Arcane Seoul once he received his superhuman certification. But something unexpected happened. They looked at the ceiling and saw the Saintess appear. But all Joonsoo sees is a single airship with a golden light. Suddenly, the light shone on the ground and everyone started praying. Joonsoo couldn't believe his eyes. It was the old father's order. Joonsoo was confused as to why a boss monster is there. The crowd rejoiced upon seeing the Saintess of the old father's order. The Saintess, along with his guard, wore a black armor uniform with a red glass helmet on the face. Since Joonsoo is still on the tutorial timeline, the woman is still a Saintess instead of a boss monster. But as the story progresses, it is revealed that the order was actually a cult, disguised as a religion, and they begin attacking citizens indiscriminately. Since the Saintess is there for a mana measurement, they speculated that her agenda is a level renewal. The machine was turned on, and she released a massive amount of mana. The crowd were amazed. Joonsoo commented how noisy it became. The machine started to slow down, and the golden mana slowly dissipates. Everyone was waiting. The crowd looked nervous. Eventually, the results came out that the Saintess, a priest class, has mana level 8 with 6-layered circuit. The crowd couldn't believe it. They were impressed, so they cheered for her. But Joonsoo turned pale. Inside his head, he knew that it wasn't the time to cheer for that. A level 8 superhuman can be compared to an aircraft carrier squadron. It's a walking national-level superpower. And superhuman with such strength will wipe out Seoul in the future. Joonsoo knew that even if he says that now, the citizens will treat him like a madman and will throw rocks at him. He decided to let it go and proceed in measuring his mana. He was certain that it would gather too much attention if a rookie like himself had 6 traits, so he decided to lower it to 3. He caught the Saintess's attention. The guard asked the Saintess what was wrong. She replied that there's an uncommon individual. She approaches Joonsoo from behind and tells him that he has an intriguing ability. Joonsoo was surprised. Then it slowly registers to him what she had just said. He wondered if she had truly sensed that he switched traits. It made him nervous. The crowd was curious as to why the Saintess spoke with Joonsoo when he seemed like an ordinary person. The Saintess grabbed his hand. Then she asked for his name. He said that it's Warrior Kim. Joonsoo turns pale when he remembers the only reason a priest would ask for someone's name in Arcane Seoul. The Saintess, as a representative of the Old Father's order, baptized Joonsoo. She expressed that the Old Father, the Lord of the Black Gold Throne, always desires rare powers such as his. She told him to submit to him, and he would find peace in the hellish world. The crowd was getting jealous over Joonsoo, who is being baptized, more so that it was from the first daughter of the Old Father. Joonsoo didn't like it, though. But if he were to be baptized and obtain the trait baptism, he had no choice but to become a paladin of the order. However, the Old Father's order, in the war against South Korea, loses to significant figures in Arcane Seoul. Joonsoo removed his hand from the grasp of the Saintess. To him, it was like being forced to go all in on a stock that is bound to be delisted. Everyone was shocked. Joonsoo announced that he refuses to be baptized. The Saintess' jaw dropped upon hearing that. She assumed that she just heard him wrong. Joonsoo replied that he's serious. The Saintess accepted his decision because she knew that the people had the freedom as to whether they want to serve the Old Father or not. But she reminded Joonsoo that the Old Father already has his eyes on him. She gripped his shoulders and reminded him that a holy moat has taken root inside of him. And if he cannot overcome such a tiny moat, his feeble free will have no meaning. Joonsoo yelled from the pain he experienced. The crowd instigated him for refusing the baptism. Joonsoo looked like he's burning. It is called the divine fever. He will suffer from unending, searing pain as punishment for refusing the baptism. Joonsoo had expected that, but he didn't realize that the burning sensation would be too much. Divine fever is one of the strongest debuffs in the entirety of Arcane Seoul. By causing burning pain endlessly, it prevents one from continuing with their ordinary life. The only way to get rid of it is to go to the temple to get baptized. Joonsoo refused the baptism because he thought about the future, but he felt like he's already dying at that moment. Someone then splashed water on his face while he lay there on the ground. He wondered who it was. When his vision focused on the person, he saw that it was the woman who guided him earlier. Nobody helped someone affected by the divine fever debuff, fearing the negativity might spread to them. He felt grateful to that woman. He willed himself to sit up and endure it a bit more. Eventually, he obtained the trait called Divine Resistance. Joonsoo didn't just refuse the baptism recklessly. The divine fever debuff gets stronger depending on the target's total amount of mana. Because Joonsoo is a level 1 superhuman, the debuff is weaker in comparison. So, there are a few solutions. The first condition is to obtain the Divine Resistance trait. Then he planned to muster up more mana from within him. But it intensified the pain, making him scream at the top of his lungs. The woman encouraged him to pull through while dousing him with water. He eventually calmed down. He thought about how the water is akin to the water of life in a painful situation. He directed himself to focus on the contrasting sensation. He thought of it as fire and water. Our boy tried to control and manage it like it was yin and yang. There's a sensation of burning pain and the cold reason, and using the mana within him. He extinguished the fire. It caused a bright blue light that made everyone around them close their eyes. Joonsoo obtained a new trait, Mana Barrier. The devilish golden fire that enveloped his body a while ago was now gone, and it turned into this cool but dark aura. He smiled as he realized that he had done it. It is the Tier 1 common trait a defensive warrior must obtain. Joonsoo is back on his feet now. The woman approached him and asked if he's all right. Joonsoo replied that he feels better thanks to her. The crowd couldn't believe he overcame the divine fever. In the first place, it seemed impossible. They thought he used some sort of cheat skill. Joonsoo didn't completely overcome it. It was only a temporary measure, but at least he is freed from the burning pain. And the thought of the black flame is cool, too, although it isn't visible to non-superhumans. Then, he casually went on in measuring his mana. He waited for the machine to finish loading. Eventually, he was notified that the measurement was complete. It displayed that Warrior Kim, 22 years old, has mana level 1 with 6 layered circuits. That was shocking. It was a big deal that the crowd took pictures. They couldn't help but think that it's the birth of a super rookie. Now they understood why the Saintess had done that. Joonsoo realized that he garnered too much attention despite wanting to grow stronger quietly. The woman congratulated him. She expressed that she had never seen someone starting with a 6-layered circuit. She suggested proceeding with the issuance of the superhuman certification. After some time during this sunny day, Joonsoo's license was handed to him. The woman congratulated him on becoming an officially certified superhuman. Joonsoo was elated since he had worked hard just to get it. The woman continued to explain all the privileges of level 1 superhumans. When she was about to start, Joonsoo cut her off, saying that he already knew them all. He enumerated the benefits like tax reduction, right to carry weapons, and as his level increases, exemption from all taxes, immunity from arrest, free access to all transportation, and even more benefits. The woman was dumbfounded that Joonsoo knew it very well. Joonsoo was about to say that it was because he was a game addict, but he corrected himself, saying that what he meant was he studied it well. He continued to express that he didn't want to waste any more time. So he asked her if there's a way he can get out quietly. He could see through the glass window that the people were crowding outside the room waiting for him. The woman replied that she already prepared one. That confused Joonsoo. Upon watching her, he blushed. It was as if the world slowed down as she told him not to worry about it and just follow her. A few minutes later, our MC thanked her for taking good care of him. She provided him with a stealth cloak and a secret passage. She replied that it wasn't a big deal since, after all, they had to help each other. Joonsoo obtained the trait Stealth. He was happy that he got it for free. The woman pointed to the door and told him to walk through that, but she couldn't accompany him anymore because of the rules. Joonsoo replied that he had helped her so much and thanked her for it. She wished him a safe trip back. As he watches her walk away, he admitted to himself that he had no idea a kind soul existed in Arcane Seoul. In addition to that, the woman was pretty too. He decided to replay the favor once he got stronger. He got curious about her name and remembered that he has her business card. That surprised him. In the calling card that he received, he read it and found out that she was Beck Sorin. That's the name of one of the 3 strongest SSR rank warrior characters in the game. She's a berserker, so she always had a scary appearance. Now he realized why her face was familiar. She always had a scary look in the game that he never imagined, that she would be a kind person. It made Joonsoo curious as to what happened to her. Few days after the incident, we see Joonsoo slashed a monster. He's now realizing what to hate on being a superhuman. He's been cleaning up the monster caves for a week straight, and he's about to die from overwork. He sat on a corner while muttering how tired he is with just finishing one cave. He complains that he isn't efficient, and it's all because he focused all his traits on maintaining the mana barrier. If only he could customize it to specialize it for monster cave cleaning, he would have been done hours ago, but he can't do any other work because of the damn debuff. He needed a rare potion named Nectar to eliminate the divine fever, but it's so expensive that the cleaning job just won't do. His phone rang. It was Director Choi, and he had been persistently calling Joonsoo. He was about to drop the call since he's done with him. But then Joonsoo had just thought of a great idea. At Director Choi Agency, Joonsoo was well received. Director Choi served Joonsoo like a dog now that he knew Joonsoo as someone who overcame the divine fever without getting baptized, and the man who started with a 6-layered circuit. He felt that it was such an honor to see the man of the rumors. Joonsoo casually replied that things just turned out that way. He changed the topic by inquiring if Director Choi had found the work that he requested. Director Choi expressed how difficult it was, because nectar is a medicine that can only be obtained from level 5 or higher superhuman requests. Joonsoo decided to leave since Director Choi didn't have it. But Director Choi stopped him and revealed that he got it. Why wouldn't he when it's a matter involving his exclusive contract with Joonsoo, so he just had to secure it no matter what? Joonsoo smirked as it turned out how he expected. Director Choi was desperate for a superhuman contract, so Joonsoo knew he would find a request with a nectar reward. Joonsoo asked about the contents of the request. Director Choi asked him if ever heard of Number 1 Security before. Joonsoo admitted that it was his first time hearing it. He inquired if it's a security firm. Director Choi explained that it's a private military company and one of the top 10 in the industry. The CEO and vice CEO are a married couple. Both are from traditional martial arts families, so their foundation is solid. Joonsoo questioned what could such a wealthy family possibly lack for them to issue a request. Director Choi revealed that the son is the problem. The son has already passed 20, but hasn't awakened as a superhuman yet. Joonsoo asked how it is possible when both the parents are from martial arts families. Director Choi shared the rumor that the son has accumulated level 8 mana, but just hasn't awakened yet. The parent's condition was a level 1 or higher warrior-type superhuman, so it fits just right for Warrior Kim. Joonsoo thought about it. Then he decided to meet with the parents at a mansion. Director Choi was jittery. He uttered that the CEOs must have been busy since they are not the type to be late. Joonsoo didn't mind. He was taking in the expensive house. Then the parents had entered and apologized for making them wait. The woman introduced herself as Lee Miri and her husband, Seo Jongju. Joonsoo and Director Choi immediately stood up. Director Choi bowed exaggeratedly while thanking them for their time. Joonsoo politely bowed while sizing them up. He assumed that those two are at least level 6 superhumans. He noticed how both of them possess a considerable amount of mana. Jongju scoffed and uttered that he could already tell that Joonsoo is weak. Miri scolded him and told him that if he's going to act that way, he should just go back to his room. But Jongju couldn't do that, and he took a seat. Miri invited Joonsoo and Director Choi to have a seat as well. Director Choi thanked her for that. Seeing that they all came all the way there, Miri assumed that they were accepting the request. Joonsoo stated that he wants to check the condition of their son first to find out if there's a special reason that prevents the son from awakening. Jongju smashed the table and angrily replied that there's no way he'd tell a rookie that kind of information. Miri stopped her husband and apologized to Joonsoo. She explained that Jongju is getting worked up because the issue concerns their child. She added that it's not something that they can tell to an outsider, so if Joonsoo would accept the request, they will call their son and explain the situation. She pointed out how Joonsoo will benefit from the deal since it's obvious that he needed the nectar. Joonsoo noted down how there's a problem with their son that needs to be kept confidential and that they know exactly what he needed. This confirms his suspicions. Joonsoo decided to accept the request and told them to call their son. The door opened, and a timid man appeared. He introduced himself as Seo Woo-jin. Joonsoo approached him while saying that it was nice to meet him. Suspiciously enough, he couldn't feel any mana from Woo-jin. Then he noticed something. Woo-jin was wearing gloves, and Joonsoo said that it looked cool. Woo-jin shared that it was more than what he deserved, but he always uses it with gratitude. Joonsoo uttered how that's exactly what he thought, because Woo-jin needed a very strong mana ceiling. Woo-jin and parents didn't expect to hear that from Joonsoo. Joonsoo smirked. Then he explained how he became sure because of the gloves. Even though it's a matter involving the critical affairs of their noble family, they still deliberately set the conditions to require a warrior-type level 1 superhuman and used nectar as bait to summon Joonsoo. Joonsoo deduced that Woo-jin had also been baptized by the Old Father's order, and the reason why their son hasn't been able to awaken is because he rejected baptism and sealed away his mana to avoid divine fever. And while they couldn't publicly announce it, and were struggling with it, they must have heard the recent rumor about a level 1 superhuman overcoming divine fever, so they sought Joonsoo. Woo-jin stuttered. Eventually, he expressed how amazing Joonsoo is, that there's no need for him to explain further. It was like Joonsoo was the protagonist of a detective novel. Joonsoo looked smug as he replied that it was just a simple matter of reading the situation. Inside his head, Joonsoo was thinking that there's nothing to fear once he knows about the future. The moment he saw the picture, he got the gist of it, because in the future, Woo-jin becomes the vanguard paladin of the Old Father's order. He refused the baptism and held out, but his parents lost their power. And so he succumbed and joined the Old Father's order. The parents approached Joonsoo. The husband is now docile, and everyone was looking at Joonsoo with puppy dog eyes. Jingju asked if there's a way for Woo-jin to escape the baptism. Joonsoo noticed how Jongjin was so arrogant a while ago and now he's acting so gentle. He told them that there's a way. Joonsoo spent 10,000 hours on Arcane Seoul, so of course he'd know. He pats Woo-jin at the shoulder and empathizes with his pain since he suffered through it as well. He encouraged Woo-jin to trust him to get out of it. Woo-jin was teary-eyed. He was filled with joy and relieved, making him hug Joonsoo. The parents looked relieved too. Inside his head, Joonsoo thought about how he doesn't give a damn even if it's the Saintess. He couldn't forgive her for trying to baptize him into some lowly cult. Joonsoo had a devilish grin on his face. He felt victorious now that the Saintess's future subordinate is now on his side. He grabbed Woo-jin's shoulder, pushed him at arm's length, and stated that before they begin the treatment, he'd like to add a condition. Woo-jin asked about it, and Joonsoo replied that it's because the difficulty of the request has increased. Miri understood that since it was just about mana awakening but overcoming divine fever. She encouraged Joonsoo to voice it out. The parents would do anything for their son to heal. So Joonsoo's condition was to teach him mountain-breaking swordsmanship. The parents were caught off guard, even Woo-jin. Director Choi froze in shock, too. This old man looked like he's gonna shit on his pants anytime soon. The atmosphere has changed since Miri's mood changed to fury. She asked Joonsoo if he fully understood what he had just said. Joonsoo was nervous. His legs shake from the killing aura that he sensed. The vice CEO is much scarier than the CEO now. Joonsoo understands why she's angry. Mountain-breaking swordsmanship. One might doubt his decision to learn swordsmanship in a 21st century information era. However, it is different in Arcane Seoul, where strength equates to authority. Because a superhuman swordsman can easily destroy an entire tank. High-level martial arts are traded for a fighter jet squadron, which is worth trillions of Korean won. If a level 1 superhuman learns and continuously trains in the mountain-breaking swordsmanship, they can reach level 4 without any difficulties or whatsoever. It is basically a cheat code for early games. Joonsoo remembers that it is said that only the elites could learn swordsmanship. He started to think that he might have crossed the line. Joonsoo felt small against the raging Miri, so he uttered that it would only stand once he completed the request. Woojin then called his mom. Miri snapped out of her fury. Then she agreed that if Woojin succeeded, she would give him a memory chip containing mountain-breaking swordsmanship along with the nectar. Joonsoo was happy that his plan worked. He thanked her. Deep inside, he thought that she was going to kill her. But now he even gets the swordsmanship, which is awesome. But Miri pointed out that if he fails, she and her husband will be sincerely disappointed, even angry. Joonsoo assured them that it won't happen. Joonsoo decided to get started right away. They entered a room with a mana-focusing circle and 200 intermediate-grade mana potions. The parents prepared everything Joonsoo asked. He told them that it was enough and he prefers to be alone with the patient during treatment. Miri apologized for what happened earlier. She explained that Woojin was baptized before he could even start going to school. He never had the chance to make friends, let alone go on a family picnic. He had to suffer while being forced to be stuck in his room. And she acknowledges that they were too sensitive because of that situation. She decided to trust Joonsoo and leave everything to him. Joonsoo realized that everyone in Woojin's family had to suffer because of the Saintess's trap. Woojin assures his mom that he's fine. In the game, Woojin ends up opposing his own family. It now made sense that he would become such a cold person in the future. Joonsoo felt bad for them. He told Miri that he'll succeed at all costs. Now that it's just him and Woojin, he decided to get started. Woojin trembles as he asks what he should do. Joonsoo noticed it and told him to take it easy. Woojin expected Joonsoo to torture him through some sort of drug injection or electric shock to forcefully awaken him, like what others do. Joonsoo looked disgusted as he asked Woojin what kind of treatment he had been receiving until recently. Well, the general treatment to cure divine fever is to drink nectar after awakening. However, because Woojin had too much mana accumulated in his body, the divine fever was too severe for him to awaken, and all else failed. Joonsoo told Woojin that he doesn't have to worry, but he needs to remember one thing, and that is to keep everything he sees during treatment a secret. Woojin promised. Joonsoo started. First, he had to expand the mana barrier to the absolute limit. Then, the barrier will get weaker and... Joonsoo was burning. He opened the containers. It was the perfect time. He chugged on the liquid from the containers. Once done, he threw the bottles and grabbed another. He kept going, even when it tasted so bad. Several empty bottles had accumulated. Eventually, the system window popped out and informed him that he had obtained the trait called drug addiction, which means that the damage received and mana consumption increases, but the effects of the drug are abnormally enhanced. After obtaining the trait, Joonsoo had to focus his mana on the shield. Area Shield allows him to generate a shield within the designated area. When he was done, he wiped his jaw. And at this point, the divine fever has been completely pushed out of the barrier. Woojin was amazed. Joonsoo replied that it's too early for that. He instructed Woojin to take off his mana-sealing glove and push his hand out of the barrier. That made Woojin pale. Joonsoo added that the last step is for Woojin to grab his hand. But then, if that happens, Woojin knows that the divine fevers will start a resonance reaction. Joonsoo stepped out of the barrier. He told Woojin that it would be bearable for him because he's inside the barrier. He told Woojin to stop asking and just follow his orders. Woojin was nervous because it's the first time that he's taken his glove off after he was baptized. He extended his hand. Joonsoo was overwhelmed with the amount of mana that Woojin has in his body. It was scary for him too, but he had to grab his hand. Joonsoo's eyes rolled back. It freaking hurts. This scene reminded me of what Zoro did for Luffy in One Piece. It hurts him more than when the Saintess baptized him. It felt like his bones were being shattered into pieces, but he had to maintain his focus and endure the pain. Screw the Saintess and the divine fever. Joonsoo was determined. Until Joonsoo entered the barrier and grabbed Woojin's hand. They both fell on the ground. Joonsoo was breathing heavily. The system window appeared and notified him that he obtained damage absorption. He can now absorb the damage others take. His plan was a success. Woojin was pleased too. He took the glove off, but the pain is now bearable. That was Joonsoo's plan, so they had to go through all that crap. In addition to the barrier, Joonsoo used damage absorption to take part of Woojin's divine fever for himself, meaning Woojin's divine fever has severely weakened. Now they are on the final stage. He handed Woojin a wooden sword and told him never to stop attacking him until he awakens. Woojin accepted the sword as he plans to execute the swordsmanship that he has been learning since his childhood. Woojin took his stance. He charged and attacked Joonsoo. Joonsoo blocked the sword with his padded arms. But he was caught off guard. Woojin had broken his iron arm guard with a wooden sword. The system window appeared to inform him that he had obtained the trait called Protect. But even with that trait, he'll be in a critical state from one strike of Woojin. And to think those attacks are coming from a guy who hasn't even awakened yet. It made Joonsoo question what kind of swordsmanship Miri taught to a child. Joonsoo was having a hard time dodging Woojin's strikes. He did this just because he can't block the attacks anymore. Eventually, he obtained the trait called Evasion. Joonsoo noticed that Woojin was emitting steam from his body. This is a sign that Woojin is about to awaken. But to his surprise, the wooden sword and Woojin are shining with the same color. He suspected it to be the one with the sword. It is a state where the sword becomes the person. That's an insanely overpowered trait for the warrior class. But Joonsoo noticed something. Woojin was in a complete trance. Woojin kept attacking with powerful strikes. Joonsoo saw the next strike coming his way. He knew that he'd die if he got hit. Immediately, Joonsoo brought out every defensive trait. Then he focuses his barriers onto his arms. Then he utilized the mana-focusing circle in the room. He braced himself for the incoming attack. It was so powerful, the ground had already shattered, but Joonsoo was still standing straight. The dust slowly disappears. The system window appeared to notify him that he had obtained the trait called Mana Shield. Joonsoo had done it well. He intentionally combined the traits Mana Barrier and Protect to create a Mana Shield. He almost got killed with the one with the sword. Woojin groaned, and that caught Joonsoo's attention. Woojin is no longer enveloped in golden glow. Rather, he looked exhausted. Then he passed out. Joonsoo was in deep shock. How dare that guy lose consciousness in peace just right after almost killing him? He took a look at Woojin and he felt relieved to find out that Woojin was just asleep. Well, it made sense when he went berserk for a bit after awakening. In the game, Woojin was a strong character with the rank of SSR. But because he awakened as a warrior, not a paladin, he acquired one with the sword as a starting trait. Joonsoo realized that he must have created a monstrous warrior by awakening Woojin into a warrior instead of a paladin. Joonsoo had no idea how it would affect the future of the story. He carried Woojin on his back. But thinking about how Woojin, a guy with a silver spoon and immense strength, is in debt, it wasn't a bad thing at all. Woojin was placed in his room, while his parents, Joonsoo and Director Choi, surrounded him. Woojin's parents were glad that he had overcome the divine fever. Both of them bowed to Joonsoo and thanked him. Joonsoo was so funny, he looked smug, while Seonsu pampered him. Woojin was sleeping peacefully. Miri shared that it has been a long time since they saw him sound asleep. She had no idea how she could repay the debt. She and Jungju had a non-verbal agreement by nodding their heads. Jungju took out an envelope and explained that along with the promised nectar and the memory chip with the mountain-breaking swordsmanship, he will provide him an additional success fee. Joonsoo replies that they didn't have to, but his expression betrays him. Then Jungju expressed for him to accept 1 billion won, even though it may be small compared to what Joonsoo had done for them. Joonsoo tried to keep it cool when he accepted it, but deep inside he had this huge, creepy grin. When they got back in the car, Director Choi commented that it was a jackpot. Joonsoo was holding the nectar and the chip and expressed that it looked amazing. Director Choi asked if Joonsoo is going to drink the nectar right away. Joonsoo replied yes, and he advised him that he'll be on a hiatus for a bit. Director Choi replied that it's understandable since it wouldn't be good if Joonsoo catches the attention of the old father's order, or those bad guys who heard about his rewards. Director Choi couldn't help but think that it was such a shame. If Joonsoo could only refine the nectar and consume it, it would significantly boost his mana. Joonsoo agreed that it's true. If he could do that, he could raise his superhuman level by a lot, instead of having to spend it on curing the divine fever. They had reached the hotel. Joonsoo exits the car. Before he can close the door, Director Choi informs him that he'll find the equipment to refine the nectar, so Joonsoo should consider taking it a little later. Joonsoo thanked him and expressed that he'll think about it. Once he's back in his room, he took out the lid of the nectar. What he said earlier was just lip service, since he intended to drink the nectar right away. He had learned how cruel Arcane Seoul can be during the deer incident. So now he understands that he can't guarantee that Director Choi won't betray him. Drug addiction, mana absorption, and potion dependency. Those are the traits that can maximize the nectar's effect, and Joonsoo has those after all. He drank the nectar. Unexpectedly, he dropped the glass container since the pain was too much. It felt like every fiber of his muscles was being disassembled and reassembled. Then he felt an incredible amount of mana being stored within him. His eyes turned gold, and a beam of light appeared that could be seen from outside the hotel. After that, Joonsoo became a superhuman level 2. He leveled up, and by curing the divine fever with nectar, he got one of the best Tier 1 traits in the entire game. The Black Flame has been added to his list of traits along with the mountain-breaking swordsmanship. That made Joonsoo feel relieved. Now he can focus on training those 2 traits, and there won't be any problems. His phone rang. It was from Director Choi. Joonsoo wondered why he suddenly sent a message, but he didn't open it and decided to go by train instead. But his phone kept buzzing. He got annoyed that it's so noisy, so he checked what the rush was all about. There were several messages. After reading that, Joonsoo was confused. His annoyance heightened, thinking it was nonsense, especially when the director doesn't usually send texts. Then Joonsoo realized something. When he reads it downwards, it says that he has to run away from the Dagger Gang. He realized that the director hid a message among those texts. The Dagger Gang is one of the opposing gangs of the Iron Fist gangs. If Director Choi wanted to betray Joonsoo, he'd call him like usual and stall for time. But considering he sent the secret message, it must mean that Director Choi was caught first. It seems that the information was leaked while he was trying to prepare the equipment. Joonsoo's expression didn't look good, but he has this resolute eye to ignore the message since he already got the nectar and everyone's responsible for their own life in Arcane Seoul. A loud scream was heard in a hidden alleyway. A person is tied to the chair while 3 men surround him. One of the guys commented that the person on the chair is stubborn. Even after a whole night, Director Choi didn't reveal to them where the superhuman rookie is. Director Choi argues that Joonsoo signed the contracts because he trusts him, so he won't speak about it no matter what they do to him. The man replied that he didn't want to resort to it, but he had no choice. Director Choi gasped as he saw a man with an axe approaching him. The man asked him which hand he used to eat. Director Choi didn't answer, so the perpetrator assumed it's the right hand. When he was about to chop Director Choi's hand, a loud explosion distracted him. He turned to see who it was. He saw 2 of his colleagues unconscious on the ground. The other one called him boss. He asked what happened. The blonde man reported there was a crazy bastard. From another building, someone is looking into a scope. It was none other than our MC. And right now, he's holding a freaking grenade launcher. In his mind, he thought, the Dagger Gang may have chosen the wrong guy to mess with. Joonsoo just couldn't leave someone who keeps their promises in the cruel world of Arcane Seoul. He prepared to launch another one. He clicked the trigger while announcing the beginning of the war. The building exploded. Several armed men came out of the building. They were looking at where it was shot from. Joonsoo expected that reaction, rushing out of a building like a bunch of cockroaches. Even though the building may look like a normal apartment, he knew that all of the gang members were in there, because that is the Dagger Gang dungeon that he cleared off until he got sick of it. It's a complex dungeon that consists of 6 different buildings. Because the Dagger Gang quest is one of the tutorial quests, Joonsoo can clear it with his eyes closed at this point. He proceeded to his next plan. He jumped off the building while announcing that he, a veteran, is off to clear the quest. The gang members were still searching. The Dagger Gang assumed it was the Iron Fist Gang who's attacking them because they're the only ones capable of pulling such a crazy feat. They planned to beat them up to a pulp once they had captured them. They heard a noise and 1 man stayed behind to check it. The others went on to search at other locations. The man peeked behind the trash can. He thought that there was nothing there, but suddenly his mouth was covered. Then his face was smashed down on the ground. The man couldn't even recognize Joonsoo despite him being there in front of him. There's no better combination than feigning death and stealth when it comes to infiltration. While those dumb gangsters are wandering outside, Joonsoo enters the main building. He entered through the secret entrance. So far, he had avoided combat as much as possible to infiltrate. The Dagger Gang loves to put their host ages right beside their boss room on the 5th floor, so Joonsoo has some way to go. Joonsoo moved stealthily as possible so as to not get caught. His actions were exaggerated and it looked funny. Suddenly, the speaker blared an announcement that an enemy had infiltrated the building. All members were advised to arm themselves up and gather at the designated assembly point. Joonsoo cursed when he found out. There's a door in front of him. He was conflicted. If he gets out of there, there's a lobby and it's the most optimal route because there's the central staircase that leads upstairs. The problem is, once the enemy notices that the intruder is in the building, they will put a barricade in the lobby to form a defense line. If Joonsoo were to open the door, he'd be riddled with bullets. His devilish grin suggests that he has an idea. The gang members had barricaded the area. Joonsoo prepared his Gatling gun. Then he greeted them with continuous firing. The gang members were alarmed. They got hit one by one. They tried to retaliate while several men fell. Then Joonsoo threw a grenade and it exploded in the area. Many of the gang members were hurt while Joonsoo stayed behind a wall. Going the hard way around isn't really his style, so this was the best strategy for him. He had more grenades in hand since one isn't enough, and then he threw several of those grenades inside. He rested behind the door while the explosions happened. Those thugs were like popcorn inside that room. Eventually it became quiet, so Joonsoo entered the lobby and saw the corpses on the ground. He looked around wondering if that's all of them. He knew that there may be some survivors, so he can't let his guard down. He's right, he hadn't noticed yet, but a man was aiming for him. Then the man screamed, "Die!" Joonsoo saw the bullet rushing towards him. He evaded it and obtained a trait called sensitive. Because of that, one of the things on his checklist was done. And now he retaliates. He felt refreshed afterwards. And now that he's done with the minions, he decided to go upstairs. He had reached the 4th floor peacefully. But the real danger starts now. There will be gang members waiting on the 4th floor, the gambling room right before the 5th floor, and the boss's room. He was cautious in entering the room, but to his surprise, no one was there. He opened the door and saw that there's nobody in the gambling room either. He knew that something wasn't right. He had to focus, which made him obtain the trait focus. Then he heard something from above. There was a drone. Then it dropped something. Upon reaching the ground, it lit up brightly. It was a flashbang. A person appeared. This person sneaked behind as he planned to stab Joonsoo, who was blinded by the light. This is the boss of the Dagger Gang, a level 2 superhuman assassin. He thought he got the rat. But Joonsoo was okay. A shield was formed on his back. Assassin was surprised that the knife didn't go through. He stepped back. And Joonsoo commented that it's an assassin who's dressed up like a rat. Joonsoo didn't expect the boss to appear on the 4th floor. That was dangerous. It wasn't from the game, but good thing Joonsoo still read the patterns. A flashbang. Then he was blinded. He's knowledgeable that a flashbang is the linked attack pattern that activates once the player enters the boss room. Joonsoo had to equip sensitive and focus traits before the boss ambushes him. The boss of the Dagger Gang is an assassin, so Joonsoo had to feel where his attacks would come from. Assassin cursed, not expecting Joonsoo to block the ambush. Joonsoo took out his sword and vowed to make him regret targeting him. Joonsoo charged forward. He swung his sword, but Assassin was already behind him, commenting that he acted cool and yet he's slow. Assassin threw a dagger at him. Joonsoo turned pale. He immediately moved to block the dagger. He expected the assassin to be fast. Fortunately for him, he survived because of his sensitive and focus trait. There's poison magic imbued in Assassin's dagger, so even letting it touch him will send him to the afterlife. The longer the fight, the more he'll be at a disadvantage. Assassin commented that Joonsoo got lucky. He told him that if surrenders now, he'll only take one of his arms and show mercy. Instead of feeling threatened, Joonsoo had a smug look on his face and replied that the assassin should shut up and just come at him. Assassin replied that he could tell Joonsoo is a gunner from the way he's holding the sword. He added that Joonsoo has a big mouth for someone who can't even assess the situation. Well, deep inside, Joonsoo admitted that he had been using firearms until recently. He assumed that Assassin misjudged him as a reinforced soldier. Assassin charged while saying that he's going to slice Joonsoo apart and kill him as painful as he can. Joonsoo had only one chance, and it's right by then when the assassin had his guard down. Assassin uttered that Joonsoo is slow, but Joonsoo had a determined expression on his face. His next stance was incredible. Assassin was caught off guard. He didn't expect a gunner to use a combo attack. Joonsoo strikes again that it made the assassin fall on his butt to evade it. He was flustered. Joonsoo shared that once he switches out his traits, he's no longer a gunner. Instead, he's now a classic warrior armed with swordsmanship. Joonsoo had used mountain-breaking swordsmanship first style, the Mountain Crusher. Assassin was injured badly. He coughed up blood while Joonsoo watches him. Joonsoo lectured him that he lets his guard down. That's why he lost. That made the assassin angry. He yelled that it wasn't done yet. Joonsoo didn't expect for him to do a final struggle. Blood was spilled. Assassin was down on the ground, while Joonsoo was stabbed on his torso. He cursed as he acknowledged how he let his guard down at the end. The poison had circulated through his body. He needs to switch traits. His current equipped traits are now Wound Recovery, Regeneration, Vigor, Mana Heart, Deep Breathing, and Mana Recovery. His torso is getting better. He can endure it, but it still hurts. He saw through the window that the gang members were on their way up. Joonsoo knew that there's no time to waste. He had to get out of the building as soon as possible. Director Choi was alone on the torture room on the 5th floor. He crashed on the ground. As he tries to grasp the shard of the glass to untie the rope, someone stepped forward. It was Joonsoo. He removed the cloth on the director's mouth and asked how he got caught. Joonsoo commented that he's quite a handful. Director Choi was touched that Joonsoo had come all the way there just to save him. Joonsoo suggested getting out of there first since the others are coming. When Director Choi stood up, he groaned. Joonsoo noticed how badly Director Choi was injured because of those bastards. He invited the director to hop on his back. Director Choi politely refused. Joonsoo assured him that it's okay, and they had to do it since they are in a hurry. Director Choi accepted the gesture even when he's embarrassed. Joonsoo carried him. He thought of how Director Choi endures such brutal torture, yet he kept his loyalty. It made Joonsoo realize that he was wrong. He thought Arcane Seoul is a hellish world, but there's actually a surprising touching feeling to it. At Joonsoo Workforce Building, Joonsoo drank several cans, and had obtained a trait called poison resistance. Drinking the recovering potions had helped flushed out all the poison. Director Choi brought out some more and offered it to him. Joonsoo replied that he had enough. Deep inside, it was because he already had the trait. The old man expressed that he couldn't apologize enough. The information was leaked when he was preparing the equipment for the nectar. He regretted trusting his employees. Joonsoo replied that it's okay since he had already drunk the nectar anyways. Director Choi was extremely shocked. Joonsoo explained that had he not done it, he wouldn't be able to save the director. Old man felt bad that Joonsoo drank the nectar just to save him, but in reality, it wasn't because of him, but Joonsoo just let him think whatever he wants. A loud banging on the door caught their attention. Director Choi speculated that the Dagger Gang is already in there. He turned pale and asked Joonsoo what they should do. Joonsoo suggested to welcome the guests. Joonsoo opened the door, and Director Choi was confused to see the Iron Fist Gang. Joonsoo expected them. Iron Fist Kim couldn't believe that Joonsoo annihilated the Dagger Gang. That solidified his perception of Joonsoo being an extraordinary guy. He inquired as to why Joonsoo called him. Joonsoo looked serious. In his head, it's his turn to get the reward for clearing a difficult quest. The Iron Fist Gang and Dagger Gang are rival gangs who are having a power struggle to claim the ownership of the Silum area. In the game, the tutorial requires the player to annihilate the Dagger Gang by helping the Iron Fist Gang. For destroying the Dagger Gang, the Iron Fist Gang offered a lot of rewards. Iron Fist Kim asked if Joonsoo is planning on making a new organization. Joonsoo replied that it isn't his style, and the reason why he called him there is to inform him that he can have the area that the Dagger Gang has been occupying. Iron Fist Kim didn't expect that. Joonsoo explained that he prefers to stay solo and has no intention of stepping into the underworld, so he's doing that to repay his debt for the last time. Iron Fist Kim thought about it, and they had nothing to lose with Joonsoo's offer, but it seems a little overwhelming compared to the debt that Joonsoo had last time. Joonsoo grinned and said that they are on the same page. Then he mentioned that since the Iron Fist Gang owns the Silum area thanks to him, Iron Fist Kim should grant him a wish. Iron Fist Kim wanted to hear it first. It's something that everyone in Seoul would want to have. With a ugly-ass expression, our boy has requested a fucking house. He thought, it's about damn time to get a freaking home. Iron Fist Kim confirmed with him if it's really a house. Joonsoo explained that since he had worked alone in this harsh world, he realized that he needs a proper base. He acted exaggeratedly, saying that his stomach was injured when he fought with the Dagger Gang. Director Choi got concerned. Iron Fist Kim agreed to that since Joonsoo had gotten rid of the Dagger Gang. Joonsoo expressed that he liked how straightforward Iron Fist Kim is. Deep inside, Joonsoo is celebrating. Iron Fist Kim asked him what kind of house he prefers. He gave him options like a villa or an apartment. Joonsoo replied that it's none of those. He wanted a standalone house with guaranteed security and soundproofing, and there should be a training facility in the basement. Iron Fist Kim thought about Joonsoo's preferences, while Joonsoo is anticipating his response. He's wishing for Iron Fist Kim to say the house that was on his mind. Iron Fist Kim told him that there's one that he knew of. It is a house located on the outskirts of Silum, along the ridge of Gyeon-ubong. Joonsoo looked calm, but deep inside, he had the face of a victor. A house located at the ridge of Gyeon-ubong is the very house given to the player as the first base in Arcane Seoul. The next thing we knew was that Joonsoo was lounging at the balcony while enjoying how it feels to have a proper home. He was pleased with the air, the fight inside, and the awesome view. He loved the magnificent house, especially because he got this one for free. When he first fell into Arcane Seoul, he had no idea what to do, and the hospital bill was 20 million won. But now, he has a house that is like a palace. Not only that, he has the money from Number, One Security, and Director Choi. Now, Joonsoo could afford staying in the hospital without worry. But Joonsoo was rational enough to know that in Arcane Seoul there's no time to bask in success. Once the game's plot progresses, vicious villains like the Saintess of the O-eyed Father's Order will appear and destroy the city. Joonsoo grabbed his pickaxe. It was time for him to go find the real reason for choosing the house. At the underground training room, Joonsoo knocked on one of the walls. He thought he's in the right place. He raised his pickaxe as he exclaimed, "All right, time to get to work," and hit the wall. A portion of the wall crumbled and was left open. This fucker was pleased to know that this trait was useful. He might be able to finish the task faster than he thought. He kept digging his way in. But at this point, he's skin and bones. His perception of finishing it faster than he expected was wrong. He didn't realize when he played the game that it could be this deep. But Joonsoo didn't give up. He wished for it to come out already. And with that last swing of his pickaxe, water squirted from the ground. Joonsoo celebrated. He drank the water with his tongue lapping each drop. Then he was covered with water all over his body. After drinking, Joonsoo expressed how he loved the taste. He also looked refreshed with his skin glowing. He felt his body healing up in real time. He's experiencing the effect of the mana spring. This is a spring brimming with mana. Even characters whose HP has dropped to 0 can quickly recover when soaked in the mana spring. And most debuffs disappear, showcasing its incredible therapeutic properties. The place where one can access such an amazing mana spring for free is none other than the Gaon Ubong House, the first base provided by the Iron Fist gang. Joonsoo had to go through a lot to get there, unlike in the game where he could get it done in a single click. He filled his bathtub with mana spring water and bathed in it. He relaxes as he feels how the water is full of vitality and he's reaping the effects. He grabbed his sword. The mana spring had such amazing therapeutic effects that it was perfect for training, because he could heal right back up even if he ran out of stamina and got back to training. He went crazy as he started his time for the one and only free-to-play Ranker's Extreme Efficiency training. The night came. It's been 2 weeks since Joonsoo locked himself up in the room for training. He can now activate the black flame without any problems. He gripped his sword and blue flame came out of it. He raised it and swung it with power. He's doing the mountain-breaking swordsmanship, first style mountain crusher. Then the mountain-breaking swordsmanship, second style mountain divider. Followed by the mountain-breaking swordsmanship, third style mountain piercer. His progress was great. Now he's used to using mountain-breaking swordsmanship along with the black flame, not to mention the useful traits that he earned during the training. Now that he has completed the training goal, there's only one more important thing left, the mana cultivation technique which he cannot obtain through training. If he had refined the nectar before drinking it, he could have reached superhuman level 3. But because he's only level 2 right now, there's still some mana left in his body. To fully absorb the mana of nectar and reach level 3, he needs the mana cultivation technique. Of course, it's not easy to obtain given that it's worth tens of billions. When he was playing, he went to Kim Chunbok's antique shop. The seller was surprised to hear what Joonsoo wanted to buy. The man informed him that the thing has been in the warehouse for over a decade. Joonsoo insisted that he wanted to purchase it. That's how he obtained the mana cultivation technique. Back then, he thought that he could be the only person who knows that mana cultivation technique is hidden in an antique shop. At the present moment, Joonsoo is ready and excited to head to Shinwon Marketplace, where the antique shop is located. He merrily made his way while thinking about his leveling up. Few hours later, he arrived at Kim Chunbok's antique shop, but to his surprise, it was closed. Not only that, the door is locked with a mana seal so no one can enter. Joonsoo knew that Shinwon Marketplace is the place with the most shops in the area. There's nothing that the place doesn't sell. At the door of the antique shop, it had a note that it was closed until the Shinwon Marketplace was stabilized. Back in the game, the place would be open no matter what during the working hour. He wondered why it's closed now, and he also noticed something. Most of the other shops have closed down beside that one. It was now a deserted place, unlike back in the game where the marketplace is bustling. Joonsoo started to think that the world of Arcane Seoul is different from what he knew. A man is smoking outside a lighted store. Joonsoo approached the man and asked if the market situation is not so great these days. Our MC noticed that even the owner of a shop that is still open doesn't seem to be doing well. The man sarcastically replied that he's dying there. With those thugs fighting day in and out, there's no way customers are coming. Joonsoo was slightly confused because he thought the marketplace is Iron Fist Gang's territory. The man replied, "Iron Fist Gang, my foot!" He elaborated that ever since the Dagger Gang got wiped out, all kinds of gangs have been fighting against each other every day. There's the Iron Fist Gang, the Poison Gang, the Naked Gang. Joonsoo had finally understood. The gangsters are fighting each other. In the original game's story, the Iron Fist Gang destroys the Dagger Gang themselves and claims the ownership of the territory they used to own, which naturally put Shinwon Marketplace under their control. But this time, it was Joonsoo who destroyed the Dagger Gang. Because of that, the marketplace became a battlefield, as other gangs are trying to claim it. Joonsoo kept thinking of what to do. All of a sudden, they heard loud screaming of someone ordering to wipe out the idiots. The man complained how it's going on again. Joonsoo decided to go take a look at those things first. A man was pushed to the wall by thugs. Someone lectured the man that the three-way intersection was the Poison Gang's territory. She told those Iron Fist gangs to go back to their corner. This woman is Steel Scorpion, the underboss of the Poison Gang. She's an N-rank character with level 2 superhuman strength. The man who was pushed cursed at them. Someone arrives and asks what the fuss in their territory is all about. They are men who only wear underwear. Steel Scorpion cursed that the perverts have appeared. The naked man with red cape told them that the three-way intersection is the territory of the Naked Gang. This man is Exhibitionist, the underboss of the Naked Gang. He's an N-rank character with level 2 superhuman. Steel Scorpion told them to stop with the nonsense and get lost. Exhibitionist asked her if she wishes to continue the sacrilege. The Iron Fist Gang thought how crazy bastards those people are, so he planned to sneak away. But he was surprised when someone appeared beside him and spoke about the mess. The man recognized Joonsoo, the superhuman who wiped the Dagger Gang out. Joonsoo grabbed the man's arm and told him to stand up and do his job. The man had no idea what Joonsoo meant. To the man's surprise, Joonsoo called the attention of those damned thugs. He ordered them to gather in front of him. The man panicked and asked what he's doing. Joonsoo told the man to stay still since he's helping him. Joonsoo knew that in order to put the marketplace back to normal, he needed to set a clear hierarchy. He thought it would be better to help the Iron Fist Gang. Steel Scorpion was annoyed being ordered around. Joonsoo noticed that those two are both level 2 superhumans. Exhibitionist asked if Joonsoo was making an offering. Joonsoo knew that if he faced them, he would win, but that might cause unnecessary damage to the merchants. So he decided to show them his strength first. Both were surprised. Steel Scorpion recognized that it's the mountain-breaking swordsmanship and divine fever. Exhibitionist asked if Joonsoo is the superhuman who annihilated the Dagger Gang. Joonsoo replied yes, and that he'll be generous this time. He made them an offer that they cannot refuse. He suggested not to make things complicated and settle it with one-on-one fights. The winner takes control of the market. He asked them what they thought since it was a fair condition. Steel Scorpion told him that they aren't dumb enough to fight a warrior one-on-one. Joonsoo told them not to worry. He offered to compete in the category that those two are most comfortable in. Few moments had passed. Joonsoo knew that Exhibitionist's specialty is mind control. He told him that if he resists, he wins. Exhibitionist blushed. He was giddy and honored that such a handsome man like Joonsoo knows so much about them. Exhibitionists suggested setting aside the needless competition and invited Joonsoo to join their religion of the primordial goddess. Joonsoo reacted that it was disgusting, and that he doesn't have any reason to join. He pointed out to exhibitionists how their religion isn't even part of the 7 religions or among the second-tier religions. In short, it was a no-name. Joonsoo kept insulting their religion, saying that it's a pseudo-religion that's not even listed in the Peace of Westphalia. This angered exhibitionists. He uttered that it was expected from a non-believer. He vowed to change Joonsoo's mind with the love and mercy of their goddess. Exhibitionist let out a green orb of light on his palm while telling Joonsoo to kneel before him, and he shall bestow upon him the opportunity to meet their goddess. Joonsoo looked disgusted. He acknowledged to himself that the mind control trait of a priest class is strong. He wanted to kneel, but he resisted and punched Exhibitionist instead. Exhibitionists lay flat on the ground. Joonsoo was sorry, but he's confident that even the Saintess can't mess with him. The Naked Gang members carried Exhibitionist and retreated. Then Joonsoo looked at Steel Scorpion, saying it's her turn now. Steel Scorpion commented that Joonsoo isn't so bad, but she informed him that the Poison Gang is on a different level from those perverts. Joonsoo taunted her, saying that it can't be concluded until they start to find out. He knew that her specialty was brewing poison. He told her to give him the strongest she got, and he'll drink it. Steel Scorpion agreed to help him out, since it looked like Joonsoo wanted to die that much. The man from Iron Fist Gang grabbed Joonsoo's arm and told him that drinking the poison would be suicide, even if he's strong. Joonsoo assured the man that it's okay and that he's confident enough. Steel Scorpion gave him the poison and told him that he'll win if he withstands it, but she'll win if he dies. Joonsoo had already anticipated for her to give the picnic KO. It's the poison that causes most pain among their poisons. Joonsoo complained how it stinks. He warned her to prepare for a punch if he doesn't die from that. Steel Scorpion challenged him not to beg for an antidote after drinking that. Joonsoo was confident that it wouldn't happen, so he chugged the poison. He immediately felt sick. He fell on his knees. He felt like his blood was boiling. Steel Scorpion was pleased how Joonsoo felt it right away. She told him that if he begs now, she might consider helping him. Joonsoo forced himself to focus. He checked his equipped traits. He's aware that the poison is created by mixing in special medicines, so just poison resistance won't do. Joonsoo endured. He had to withstand the damage as much as possible with healing traits, and to control the poison. Steel Scorpion was surprised to see that Joonsoo is focusing the poison energy on his arm. Joonsoo obtained a trait which is called drug resistance. That was his goal. Thanks to that, he can now control poison with his mana. He took out his sword and stabbed his palm. The poison gushed out. The man from the Iron Fist gang gasped at the sight. Joonsoo focused the poison energy on his hand to remove it. Even Steel Scorpion couldn't believe it. She was caught off guard. Joonsoo is already in her personal space, reminding her that it's his turn now. Joonsoo grabbed her finger and twisted it so bad that Steel Scorpion's veins popped out as she screamed loudly. Her metal finger fell on the ground. Her body trembles with anger. He told Joonsoo that he won't get away with it. Joonsoo casually dismissed her, saying that she should stop with the typical loser talk and get lost. That made Steel Scorpion angrier, but her gang members encouraged her to retreat. She cautioned them that she'll remember the incident. The Iron Fist gang members happily announced that they had won. They celebrated and cheered for Joonsoo. Joonsoo was certain about the victory. But what matters is about to start. The people at the marketplace talked about the Iron Fist gang winning. They started to think how much they will be harassed. Joonsoo asked the Iron Fist gang member if he admits that Joonsoo did everything. The gang member replied yes and thanked him for it. He told them what they must keep in mind. The members were eager to listen. Joonsoo informed them that the protection fee for the marketplace will be half of what the Dagger gang used to take. The Iron Fist gang member was surprised. If that happens, they won't have revenue. Joonsoo threatened the man and asked if he's talking back to him. The man replied no and changed his answer from earlier. The civilians were pleased to hear that. They proclaimed Joonsoo as the savior of the Shinwon marketplace. It's the reason why Joonsoo went through all that hassle. They thanked him. Joonsoo humbly replied that he only did what he had to do. He suggested that they should give him discounts from then on. But it was all part of Joonsoo's scheme, since Shinwon marketplace literally has everything. The civilians agreed to give him discounts even up to 80% off any time. Another reward that Joonsoo enjoyed is that the incident raises the favorability value of the merchant NPCs. At Kim Chunbok Antique Shop, a superhuman is being welcomed. The old muscular grandpa had a broken left arm. He excitedly shared that he heard a lot about Joonsoo from other merchants. Joonsoo is hailed as the hero who saved the Shinwon marketplace. Joonsoo humbly replied that he just did what he had to do. Chunbok replied that he doesn't need to be humble. Those gangsters were really causing a lot of trouble for them. Chunbok pointed at his broken arm as an example. He had to close the shop because he got swept up in a fight and broke his arm. Joonsoo asked if he managed to get it treated. Chunbok shared that he got a Qigong treatment and it proved to be effective. If it weren't for the therapist, he would still be stuck in the hospital. Joonsoo was curious about the Qigong therapist in Shilim. Chunbok asked if he wanted to be introduced. Joonsoo liked the idea, but first he had to buy something from Grandpa. The old man showed his displays and uttered that they got everything except the ones they don't. Joonsoo replied that there are a lot of quality goods, but he stomped his feet and asked to see the items down there. The old man's eyes bulged from shock. He asked Joonsoo how he found out. Joonsoo replied that he has ways. In his head, a no-lifer with 10,000 hours of gameplay shouldn't be underestimated. They arrived at the door with a sign that said, "No authorized entry." Chunbok shared that he doesn't usually show it to a first-time customer, but since it's Joonsoo, he's going to show him. Joonsoo thanked him for that. There is a collection of magical products, so Joonsoo can look around as much as he likes. Joonsoo knew that Kim Chunbok had a lot of unique items back in the game, too. But above all else, Joonsoo had set his eyes on something. It's the hornpipe of the ancient god, which has the mana cultivation technique sealed within it. That is the jackpot item. Now that he has the top priority secured, it's time for him to take everything else that is useful. He gave Chunbok what he had chosen. Chunbok started computing, starting with the 5 colored diamonds, magic glasses, magic glove, and the hornpipe of the ancient god. All of them are rare items. The total is 2,000,000,001. Upon hearing that, Joonsoo turned pale and his jaw dropped from disbelief. Chunbok laughed loudly while he admits that it's the price for a stranger, but because Joonsoo is the guardian angel of the marketplace, he will only charge him a reasonable price. So his total is 500 million. Joonsoo admitted that he got scared with that joke. He took out the pile of cash. In his head, getting an 80% discount from NPCs for having high favorability is really sweet. Now all he has to do is find a priest-class superhuman who can release the holy seal on the items. And of course he knew where to find that person. Joonsoo requested for the address of the Qigong therapist that Chunbok mentioned earlier. Later that day, the sun was about to set. Joonsoo knocked on the door. There was no response, so he pressed his ear on the door to listen if there's anyone inside. He wondered if the person could go out for a walk. Suddenly, the door opened and he was hit on the face. The person who came out asked him what he wanted so early in the morning. The person has white hair and a pale face. It's the guy that he's looking for. Joonsoo replied that it's afternoon. He asked the man if he called that morning. The man replied that it is early morning for him. He asked what Joonsoo needed from him. Joonsoo replied that he heard that the man's treatment was excellent. When the man realized he's a customer, his demeanor became friendlier. He explained that he thought Joonsoo was one of those damned gangsters. He invited Joonsoo in. He ushered Joonsoo towards the bed where he can lie down and inquired on where Joonsoo is injured. Joonsoo saw a statue that made him certain. The man asked him what he's doing. He repeated that Joonsoo can lie down on the bed. Joonsoo admitted that he's not there for the Qigong treatment. Joonsoo took out the hornpipe of the ancient god and requested the man to unseal the item. The man looked puzzled. Then he explained that he's a Qigong therapist, and the seal looked like a holy seal, so he referred Joonsoo to the temple to make that request. Joonsoo refused the idea because such a place would demand a high price and his item might get taken away. Joonsoo showed the money in the bag and told him that if he could unseal it, he would give him 100 million won. Joonsoo called this person Priest Kim. Priest Kim was surprised that Joonsoo knew his name. Priest Kim is the third tutorial character in Arcane Seoul. He is the priest of a forgotten religion that serves a deity that died 3,000 years ago. He is one of the few innocent characters in the entire game. With so many delinquent priests in Arcane Seoul, it's very difficult to find a kind-hearted religious person. In other words, Joonsoo has many uses for that person. His evil intent exudes from his devilish grin. Priest Kim asked how Joonsoo knew that he wasn't a Qigong therapist, but a priest. Joonsoo replied that he'll keep it a secret if he accepts the task. Priest Kim replied that it won't be an easy task. He sighed, but replied that he'll give it a try. Joonsoo expected that answer since Priest Kim is too kind-hearted. They sat on the floor with the hornpipe in front of them. Priest Kim breathes deeply. He started making the hornpipe glow. Slowly, it's unveiling the seal. He had a hard time, but it's working. The wrap around the hornpipe came undone. Eventually, everything got taken off. This item is the hornpipe of the ancient god, which can obtain the train Einherjar cultivation technique. Priest Kim was astonished that it actually worked. Joonsoo praised his skills. And then Priest Kim realized that it could be a mana cultivation technique. Joonsoo replied yes and thanked him. Joonsoo planned to blow the hornpipe. When he did, it exudes golden light together with the sound and gush of wind. Joonsoo felt something in his body. The waste mana in his body is being absorbed. The effect was amazing. Joonsoo described it as if the silence of the northern European deep sea had entered his body. After about 2 weeks, he will be able to absorb all the mana and hit level 3 superhuman. Priest Kim expressed that it's his first time seeing a warrior-class superhuman using mana cultivation technique. He was so impressed. Joonsoo admitted that it's not a common sight. He sat down on the bed. Priest Kim realized that he must be exhausted, so he encouraged him to lie down and rest. Joonsoo looked half dead as he lay there. He shared how too much information poured into his brain, which made him exhausted. He will be in Priest Kim's care for a while. Priest Kim happily accepted him. Because Joonsoo paid him a lot of money. He even encouraged Joonsoo to rest as much as he liked. Joonsoo thanked him. Joonsoo thought about how kind the priest is, just like in the game. He was glad to find a trustworthy priest. He knew it would benefit him in the long run. Eventually, Joonsoo fell asleep. He was in such a deep sleep that he even drooled. He slowly woke up. He heard a loud noise that made him sit up. He saw the oil being poured on the bag full of money. Priest Kim was holding the gallon of oil. Joonsoo asked what he's doing. Priest Kim placed down the container beside the bag. He lit a lighter and prayed to the god to accept his offering and be resurrected. He dropped the lighter. Joonsoo's initial reaction was, "What the hell?" He's confused as to what is happening. Good thing, Joonsoo caught his hand with the lighter while screaming, "You madman!" Joonsoo pushed him on the ground, straddled him, and asked what the bastard's problem was. Joonsoo was mad for trying to burn that as his offering. Priest Kim reasoned out that he has to burn money and offer it to his god. Joonsoo was puzzled. Priest Kim explained that God only takes cash since it's the only way to earn divine power. Joonsoo said his realization out loud that Priest Kim is still on the time that seriously believes that. Priest Kim heard that and asked what he meant. The god that Priest Kim worships has been dead since 3,000 years ago. Even back in the game, the religion held almost no power at all until Priest Kim revived the god. Even so, Joonsoo didn't expect that Priest Kim wouldn't know how to serve his god properly. Joonsoo explained to him that his method is wrong. He told him that he's not supposed to have money. Instead, he should burn gold and vaporize it. Priest Kim replied that it sounded like a heretic would say. Joonsoo confirmed with him that he had never tried it before. Priest Kim refused to believe him and insisted that their order had established and practiced that method for thousands of years. Joonsoo argues that there's a reason why their god is yet to be resurrected with that method. It hurts for Priest Kim to admit that. Joonsoo acknowledged that at the present moment, it's difficult to burn gold. Good thing he has another idea. Priest Kim asked about it. Since Priest Kim helped Joonsoo earn the mana cultivation technique, Joonsoo decided to help the priest in return. A pot with gold liquid is being boiled. Priest Kim thought how he shouldn't be doing that, so he suggested to stop. Joonsoo told him to trust in him. Once Priest Kim drank the gold, his divine power increased by a lot. Joonsoo gave him a cup of the liquid while instructing him to focus and feel if his god is responding. Priest Kim had no choice but to try since Joonsoo insisted. Priest Kim drank it, while Joonsoo watched him with a smirk on his face. Suddenly, Priest Kim gasped. He could feel the golden liquid flowing in his body. When he finished the cup, his body was already glowing. Joonsoo asked how he feels. Priest Kim replied, "Holy crap." He exclaimed that it's real. It showed a better effect than when he had to burn millions of one. Joonsoo told him that his growth will accelerate once he starts using that method. Priest Kim expressed how he doesn't know how to repay Joonsoo for the valuable information. Then he remembered something. He gave Joonsoo a necklace. Joonsoo recognized that it's the holy artifact that contains the trait Cure. Priest Kim stated that their god will be happy to see that Joonsoo has that necklace. Joonsoo politely accepted it, but deep inside he's celebrating like crazy. It turned out to be more profitable than he expected. Then he also remembered how Priest Kim's order gives a lot of good quests, too. Joonsoo expressed how he wants to pray to his god, too. Priest Kim was confused. Joonsoo explained that it's his way of repaying him, but that's actually his scheme to have Priest Kim in the palm of his hands. A week later. There were several bottles of gold liquid. Someone said stop. It was Priest Kim. He consumed so much that he feels like his entire body is about to turn into gold, but Joonsoo kept encouraging him to consume more. Priest Kim complained that he's going to get mana poisoning if he raises his mana rapidly in such a short period. Joonsoo innocently asks, "Who? You?" Then he guarantees him that it won't happen, so he should start praying again. He grabbed the priest's mouth to open it. Priest Kim, who had enough, called Joonsoo a demon. Then Joonsoo made the priest chug down a bottle of the gold liquid while holding his mouth open. All 4 tutorial characters have their own unique features. If Warrior Kim had a blank body, Priest Kim can't get mana poisoning, and that allows him to grow at a rapid pace. He praised Priest Kim for finishing the bottle. At that moment, Priest Kim doesn't look good, but then his body started glowing again, and it spread to the surrounding area. The light was blinding, and it became more powerful. Priest Kim leveled up to level 3 bishop. He couldn't believe that he's at level 3 now. It's a level where he can even prepare an apostle. Joonsoo was pleased. At that rate, it won't take long until Priest Kim becomes God's apostle. Priest Kim humbly replied that he's still lacking to achieve that. Joonsoo pointed out how Priest Kim had enough divine experience to become one. Anyway, since he's level 3 now, Joonsoo knew that the priest needed to convene a regional assembly and obtain official recognition as bishop. Priest Kim agreed and stated that he was able to grow that fast because of Joonsoo. He expressed how he won't ever forget that debt. Joonsoo replied that he's just helping people, but deep inside, he holds on to the word of the priest that he must not forget. Joonsoo planned for him to become an archbishop in no time so he could get him divine artifacts from their order's storage. Priest Kim had one more request. Joonsoo asked what it was. He explained that he's planning on calling a regional assembly, but he's overwhelmed to go alone. He requested Joonsoo to be his bodyguard until the meeting since the other bishop will be there too. Joonsoo agreed to that. In his head, he moved on with his schemes. Since he finished the growth of the priest, it's time to start the quest line. The next day, inside the church, Priest Kim was being praised by the other priests for reaching level 3. Priest Kim thanked them. Behind him is Joonsoo, who is unsatisfied that the number of people that attended the meeting is small. Suddenly, someone entered and uttered that, "It's such a pitiful sight." It was the order's bishop. He angrily asked who gave Priest Kim permission to organize a regional assembly. Priest Kim explained that every priest of the order has the right to organize one. But the bishop yelled that it only applies to ordinary priests. It's a different story when it comes to dealing with an apostate. Priest Kim was confused. The bishop replied that it's because Priest Kim's level rose within just 3 months. Their bishop believed that there's no way he could improve that fast with normal methods. So the bishop concluded that Priest Kim must have sold his brethren to receive a stronger divine power. Priest Kim yelled that it was nonsense. He explained how he just found a great way to level up. The bishop told him to shut up and order the guards to capture Priest Kim. Joonsoo butts in saying how the bishop can't scare kids that way. The bishop asked who he was. Joonsoo simply replied that he's Priest Kim's bodyguard. The bishop yelled at him saying that it's the order's business, so they don't need an outsider to get involved. Joonsoo pointed out how he's the bodyguard of a priest, so he's not an outsider. He insulted the bishop by saying that the old man had no sense of logic. That angered the bishop even more. Priest Kim requested for the bishop to trust him. The bishop called him heretic for consuming gold. It was considered a misdeed, and he won't let Priest Kim get away with it. Priest Kim calmly told him that their god allowed it. The bishop made a fireball while screaming that he will cleanse Priest Kim and offer him to their god. He shot the fireball towards them while saying that they should repent. It created a loud explosion. The other priests were worried. Fortunately, Joonsoo was there. He put up a barrier so they're safe. Joonsoo teased the bishop by saying that he shouldn't attack without warning because that's blasphemy. The bishop was taken aback that his magic was blocked. Joonsoo asked the bishop if he's certain that he wanted to attack the apostle candidate. The bishop got angry at that nonsense. He yelled that no heretic can become an apostle. Even Priest Kim admitted that he's not sure why Joonsoo calls him a candidate. Joonsoo told him no to worry about it. Instead, he gave the priest a golden marble and told him to eat it and pray. The bishop threatened Joonsoo that he will be burned if he doesn't step aside at once. Joonsoo challenged the bishop on what he plans to do if Priest Kim could prove that he's an apostle. At that exact moment, a blinding golden light appeared. It looked like Priest Kim was struggling while praying. The bishop knew that it's a sign of the coming of an apostle. Joonsoo watched the surprised expression of the bishop. It's the reason why Joonsoo didn't make Priest Kim an apostle yesterday. He knew that the old man is incompetent. Not only that, he's a hated villain who envies Priest Kim, so Joonsoo decided to get rid of him there. The condition for Priest Kim to awaken the apostle trait is for him to swallow a golden artwork of a different order, while the bishop is being accused of committing blasphemy. Joonsoo knew it won't be that difficult to make Priest Kim an apostle. A golden halo formed on Priest Kim's head as he opened his eyes. Joonsoo took out his sword now that the apostle had arrived. It was time for him to teach a blasphemer a lesson. He told Priest Kim that he has a question for their god. It made Priest Kim slightly nervous, but he asked what it was. Joonsoo asked how he should punish the bastard who assassinated a fellow bishop out of jealousy, and even tried to frame his son as a heretic in order to kill him. The bishop was surprised. He asked Joonsoo how he knew about it. Priest Kim glowed as he received the message. Their god replied to kill that man as punishment. Without wasting any second, Joonsoo swung his sword. He positioned the blade an inch away from the bishop's neck while saying that he couldn't refuse an order from a god. Bishop yelled, "You can't!" Right after that, his blood was spilled. The bishop fell on the ground. Everyone was stunned. Joonsoo was proud of himself for killing the villain before he caused any further trouble. Priest Kim was concerned since it was the bishop. Joonsoo told him that there's no need to pity the guy, since he deserved it. Then, he asked what their god told him to do next. Priest Kim replied that it ordered him to go to the Levant region, where the order first began, and to offer him gold there. Joonsoo had a smug look on his face, while pointing out that he's right. Gold was the right choice. He told Priest Kim to go there and expand his influence. Joonsoo didn't say that out of good heart, but his hidden agenda was for Priest Kim to be able to repay him for what he has done for him. Priest Kim, who had no idea, thanked him and uttered how he doesn't know how to repay Joonsoo. But then Priest Kim remembered to get him a gift from the storage. Joonsoo uttered that he didn't have to do that, but deep inside, that's exactly what he wanted. The night time came. Joonsoo uttered how the reward makes him feel good about helping that priest. Priest Kim gave him some valuable items. One is a golden statue, and the other one is a sword. Joonsoo was pleased with his first R-rank holy sword. It's worth over billions. In addition to that is the statue that grants sanctuary around its location. Sanctuary is a skill that turns a certain area into a safe zone, according to the owner's will. If an enemy intrudes, it exerts an expulsion or suppression effect. In other words, Joonsoo doesn't have to worry about getting ambushed during his training. Now it's time for Joonsoo to have some fun in the training. At the bathtub, someone was immersed underwater. Joonsoo emerged from it looking so thin. He realized that he must have overtrained. Even the mana spring isn't healing him at that moment. But even so, he had plenty of time to practice his Einherjar cultivation technique and the mountain-breaking swordsmanship. He can feel his mana and skill proficiency increased a lot. Now, it was time for him to check the results of all his hard work. The director warmly greeted him when he called. Joonsoo expressed that he needs to move and warm his body up a little. He asked the director if there's any requests that he could help him with. The director admitted that he got one troublesome commission. It's about the first landfill. Joonsoo can remember that. It's the very first place he learned how scary Arcane Seoul can be. The director shared that an entire cleaning team went in there and ended up mutilated, which means that there must be at least 6 mutants in there at the moment. Joonsoo was confused since he should be contacting the Janitor Association at that point. The director revealed that the public officials have requested them in secret, saying that they don't want it to be a big deal. Joonsoo understood since it would get a few of those officials fired once it became known. He asked for the reward for completion. The director admitted that the rewards are a little stingy, 100 mil for a level 1 mutant and 300 mil for a level 3. Instead, those people offered an artifact, an arcane rifle with a curse debuff. Joonsoo got interested. He inquired on what debuff it has. The director told him how it's related to Joonsoo as well, since it's a rifle used by the Old Father's Order. It's a request that Joonsoo can't refuse. The arcane rifle used by the Old Father's Order would put a black flame debuff on its user, but Joonsoo had already overcome it. Joonsoo relayed to the director that he'll make his way there now. A large stadium emits massive black mist. Joonsoo was inside it. The place hasn't been cleaned for only a few days, yet it's contaminated. He felt that something was off. Joonsoo couldn't even see straight. He knew that he needed to prepare for an ambush. He saw something move on his peripheral. Amidst the limited vision, his senses tell him something was there. The monster noises are coming from multiple directions. He couldn't tell where they were. Something targeted him. Joonsoo sensed that it's coming from behind. The monster looked like a gargoyle. Joonsoo fired his gun, and the monster bled greed from several wounds that it got. Joonsoo kept firing even if the monster flew away. He wondered if that's it. Then he noticed that its wings could be bulletproof. The gargoyle approaches him, and it released a powerful laser beam. If Joonsoo didn't switch out to the evasion trait, he would have been ripped apart. He's facing a bulletproof flying enemy. It will be disadvantageous for him once the fight gets longer. He moved his gun and aimed it directly at the monster. He has to end the fight. With one precise shot. He fired, and it was a headshot. The monster fell on top of him, and it dripped green blood on him. With that, Joonsoo had obtained a new trait. Joonsoo celebrated that he had won, not to mention that he just learned a high-tier shooting trait. Then he sensed something. The mutants are coming that way because of all the noises he made. He can't face all of them at once. But then he thought that maybe he could. He hid with stealth. His plan is to wait for them with his traits. The mutants started appearing. Those mutants looked like dripping gasoline shaped like a human. Now that they arrived, Joonsoo took out grenades. Once they gather in one place, he'll wipe them out. He threw the grenade, and boom, those mutants were caught up in a big explosion. Then, Joonsoo grabbed his gun, and he kept firing, creating more chaos at the scene. The mutants were torn apart. Joonsoo was pleased. He took note of using more smart tactics like that in the future. Then he senses something. Several more mutants appeared. They made no noises, so Joonsoo didn't notice them approaching. But on closer look, those guys aren't actually mutants, but specters from a necromancer. And there are so many of them. Then someone spoke. One of the monsters told him that they should talk. Joonsoo was surprised to see a talking specter. The specter invited him to have a chat. Joonsoo wondered how it's talking. Then there was a buzzing sound. Joonsoo had figured out that the guy is talking through the speaker on the spectrum. He assumed that the person talking to him must have been the necromancer who created the specters. The necromancer asked why Joonsoo is causing havoc in his territory. Joonsoo was taken aback. The guy just called a contaminated facility his territory. Then one thing came to Joonsoo's mind. The Janitor Association, on the surface they're a benevolent organization cleaning up contaminated mana. But in reality, they're one of the most notorious villainous organizations in Arcane Seoul. Cleaning up the contaminated mana is just a cover-up for them. Their true nature is committing all sorts of dirty deeds to expand their power. Joonsoo figured out that it was them behind that incident. They created a situation where the government would have no choice but to seek their help, thus strengthening their influence. Meanwhile, they planned to use the incidents as an excuse to fire officials who harbored hostility toward them. The Spectre spoke to Joonsoo, saying that if there's no real reason for the fight, he has a suggestion. Since Joonsoo is quite talented, he invited him to join the Janitor Association. Joonsoo looked displeased about the fact that he's invited to join an organization that's causing mutated creature terror attacks at landfills. The Spectre replied that he's serious, since with Joonsoo's skills, he'd rank among the top in the association. Joonsoo gave the guy a bad finger while saying, "Fuck that." He added that the name doesn't suit him and it isn't cool at all. The Spectre replied that Joonsoo doesn't know his place. Then he said that if Joonsoo doesn't want to join them, he can join when he becomes a corpse knight. The other Spectres charged at him. Joonsoo fired, and several Spectres got caught up in an explosion. Joonsoo told them to sit down. Those dismembered Spectres started regenerating. Joonsoo realized that firearms are useless against them, so he took out his sword. Holy Attribute does wonders against the Dark Attribute monsters. The Spectre was shocked to see a holy sword. He realized that Joonsoo wasn't a gunslinger. But it was too late. Joonsoo sliced him up. Joonsoo called him an asshole and told him to shut up. Joonsoo threatened to find him soon and finish him off. Joonsoo kept swinging his swords, hitting several Spectres all at once. Thanks to the attribute advantage, the fight isn't so difficult. But there's no end to the Spectres. Joonsoo knew he had to change his strategy. With his traits specialized for enduring and adding his artifact's unique trait, he'd have 9 traits active, and that was enough. He charged at the Spectre. His attack made the ground crack. He knew his attack was working to some extent. He tried again, but the Spectres were still on their feet. Joonsoo felt dizzy, but he wants to try again. He ran towards them. He did it with great speed. He's as fast as the speed of light. With that, he obtained the trait Rush. It makes him charge in a straight line over a certain distance, causing damage along the way. Joonsoo was happy that he got it. He used it and defeated several Spectres along the way. It was followed by the Link trait. Joonsoo jumped so high. He had obtained the trait Jump. With Rush and Jump, it should be a breeze to escape the encirclement, and for small fries, he just slashed right through them. Eventually, Joonsoo was panting. He cleared out most Spectres, but the problem is, he's exhausted. Someone still spoke through the dismembered Spectre. That guy expressed how he didn't expect Joonsoo to be a paladin. It made him want Joonsoo even more now. Joonsoo dared the guy to show himself if he's that confident. The Spectre replied that there's no dumbass mage who would fight one-on-one against a warrior. The Spectre gave Joonsoo a gift. It's a large monster, a corpse shield bearer level 2 undead, Karen's undead servant. Joonsoo was panicking since he hasn't healed up properly yet. The monster attacked him, but he was able to evade it. An arrow flew and hit him on his nape. He didn't expect a combination attack. The mage on the speaker spoke again. He commented that Joonsoo's movements are pretty decent, which makes him pretty useful as a corpse knight. Joonsoo was reminded of a certain rule in Arcane Seoul. When fighting against a necromancer, don't fight the servant! Joonsoo attacked the shield-bearer level 2 undead, but it was just a feint. He went under it. Then Joonsoo looked around. He saw something glimmer from above. He found the necromancer, so he went after him. Joonsoo leapt high. He called the necromancer a coward and threatened to make a mess out of him. Necromancer replied that Joonsoo used his brain. Joonsoo recognized this man. He's Karen, an R-rank necromancer. He's one of the directors of the Janitor Association and the final boss of the landfill stage. He's also a level 3 superhuman. Karen told Joonsoo that things won't go his way. He released several hands and grabbed Joonsoo. Joonsoo struggled. Charon told him that he would never reach him. Then he sent several arrows that electrocuted Joonsoo. Charon was pleased with Joonsoo's screams. He told Joonsoo that he should have known his place. Joonsoo knew that it was Karen's ultimate move, Blackfire. Karen told him that it's the end of their fight. Joonsoo agreed with him. Karen teased him, saying that he's adorable for a final struggle. Joonsoo brought up how he never needed to be in front of Charon in the first place. Charon was puzzled. Joonsoo shared that if he equips right traits when the boss mob uses ultimate, something fun happens. Joonsoo's equipped traits are Mountain-Breaking Swordsmanship Single Point, Einherjar Cultivation Technique, Mana Heart, Rush, and Strength. Karen screamed at him to stop blabbering nonsense and just die. The flame made its way to Joonsoo. Joonsoo knew it was time. Once the trinity of swordsmanship, magic, and physicality converge into perfect harmony, the trait manifests in the face of certain doom. The ultimate technique that cuts all tangible and intangible objects with sword aura. Joonsoo sliced it up. Sharoon couldn't believe it. Joonsoo used the trait Flash, and it sliced Charon in half. Flash is the strongest swordsmanship that only those who have reached the pinnacle of the sword can master. A loud explosion happened that even broke the rails. Someone moved at the speed of light. It was Joonsoo. He laid on the ground, exhausted, and uttered how he almost died there. But he was pleased since he defeated the level 3 superhuman and the dungeon boss, Charon. In the game, if they want to rate it at level 2, they would need a full party. Even if they're on level 3, they wouldn't be able to solo it with ordinary traits and equipment. Joonsoo is aware that he was only able to win because he played that game for 10,000 hours. Joonsoo got excited in gathering the loot. Back at the office, Director Choi is kissing Joonsoo's ass by fanning him and praising him. Suddenly, Joonsoo said ouch and acted overdramatically and told Director Choi to be careful. Director Choi apologized for hurting Joonsoo's precious body. One of the three men in front of them thanked Joonsoo for his hard work. They expressed how they can't believe Joonsoo had defeated all those mutants. Joonsoo simply answered that he was just doing his job. Then Joonsoo shared that when he entered the landfill, something entirely different from the request happened. He dumped some items on the table, like camera, speakers, and other gadgets, then he asked if those men recognized it. The men were surprised. They knew it was the mana chip to create specters, and it was used by Karen from the Janitor Association. Joonsoo agreed and concluded that the incident wasn't an accident. It was intended. The man got so angry and cursed those bastards from the Janitor Association. Because of that reaction, Joonsoo deduced that the man must have not liked them from the beginning. The man shared how the Janitor Association charged them with ridiculous costs, so they had a hard time in the past. And they had their conflicts, but didn't expect them to turn innocent people into mutants. Joonsoo realized that the man had no idea. But it made sense, as the ugly reality of the Janitor Association only begins to unravel only after the player completes the landfill request. The man bowed and apologized to Joonsoo because he was put to unnecessary danger because of them. Joonsoo replied that he just did what he had to in order to blow away the villains. But deep inside, he felt like the man should really be sorry, and that he should have something to offer besides just an apology. The man brought out a briefcase while saying that it's the reward that they promised. Joonsoo inquired as to why they are giving him 2 boxes. The man explained that it's the arcane gun and an extra reward for doing something so dangerous. Joonsoo simply thanked him for that. Internally, Joonsoo was pleased to see its holy water. He tried to hide how happy he is to get it for free when it's an essential potion that he has to buy at the temple. The man cautioned Joonsoo to stay safe. He shared how they plan on accusing the Janitor Association based on the evidence Joonsoo gave them. But then, they all knew that those men would try to retaliate against Joonsoo. The man knew that, but at the same time, they can't just let something of that scale pass. Joonsoo stated that he'll be fine and that he could find a way to survive. The conversation ended, and they went for a drive. Director Choi was the one driving, and he suggested to Joonsoo to stay low for a bit to avoid the Janitor Association. Joonsoo replied that hiding might not be the best idea. After clearing the landfill quest, the player will receive linked quests, inevitably conflicting with the Janitor Association. It is only natural since the player would have made trouble for them, not to mention killing the director of their association, Charon. The important thing is that the Janitor Association quest line is divided into various routes. The worst one out of them is doing nothing and wasting time. Joonsoo recalled how people protested in front of a house. He thought about the route with the easiest difficulty. Joonsoo inquired with the director if he had heard of the place called Gaeon Ubong. The director replied that he has. It's the forbidden area located in the south of Silim. It's a large-scale poppy farm and he'll be in trouble if he goes there. Joonsoo revealed that the place is owned by the Janitor Association. The director was confused since he had no idea what business the Janitor Association has with farming poppies. Joonsoo replied that it's not just about the poppies, it's because they are conducting body modification and human trafficking in that place, and they're nothing more than a fancy criminal organization. Learning that the director got angry, he commented how those men are out of their minds. Joonsoo agreed, and that's why he planned on attacking Gaeon Ubong first. The shock on hearing that made the director swerve and stopped the car unintentionally. Then Joonsoo simply stated that he needed a lot of things and gave the list to the director for him to prepare. Director Choi read the list, and there's a request for Claymore and EMP bombs. He inquired if Joonsoo is planning a war or something. The director added that it would cost a lot of money to purchase all those. Joonsoo simply replied that worrying about money is something an amateur would do. He gave Director Choi a bag and explained that those are the items he obtained while he cleared out the monsters in the landfill. The director stated that it would suffice the cost. But he reminded Joonsoo that Joonsoo had no chance against the association by himself. He explained that the president is a level 4 superhuman and the executives are level 3. Joonsoo stated that he never said he'd be fighting alone. The director was dumbfounded. Joonsoo told him not to worry about anything for now and just get the items on the list prepared. 2 days later, at Gaeon Ubong hideout, someone in stealth was about to grab a man from the association. Without making any noise, the man was hit right at the neck and fell quietly. But another guard saw that happening. He pointed a gun and asked who was there. And in a blink of an eye, that man was attacked, and he fell on the ground. Joonsoo enjoyed infiltrating no matter how often he did it. He defeated the outer security guards. Joonsoo called someone to check the underground. At that time, a guard was being punched by Iron Fist Kim, the boss of the Iron Fist gang. He answered Joonsoo's call and thanked him for clearing the way. He reported that they have easily secured the underground. He also pointed out how the association is such a villain, for forcibly conducting body modification on people and trafficking them. To him, they surely crossed the line. Joonsoo agreed, which is why they deserve to be wiped out. Joonsoo asked Iron Fist Kim if he had checked the place. Iron Fist Kim replied that it's indeed a proper modification workshop. Joonsoo told him that he can have it once they are done with their agenda. He promised Iron Fist Kim that he'll help in enhancing his men's power. Iron Fist Kim replied that it sounds good. He asked if Joonsoo can really take on the Janitor Association. Otherwise, it would be troublesome for them to get involved in the aftermath. Joonsoo confidently replied that he can, and he stated how he never acted without reason. Once the call ended, Joonsoo commented how the Gaon Ubong is the association's main source of income and yet the security is quite loose. He entered a room full of peonies. Then he lit a match and stated that it's the best place to start the downfall of the association. Our crazy-ass MC was really enjoying this mission. Next morning, someone was in a rush. The man brought urgent news to the president. He reported that the Gaon Ubong hideout has been attacked. The president clarified what he meant. The man explained that it was made by the man who killed Director Karen, and that person had already taken over the Gaon Ubong hideout, too. To the man's surprise, the president had punched the table. The president was furious that Joonsoo had attacked them so blatantly. This person is Park Dae-yap, president of the Janitors Association, also a level 4 superhuman. Then the man handed the president an item that was sent by Joonsoo. It was a picture of Joonsoo with the farm burning in the background. The anger made the president break the cell phone into pieces. He took note of that warrior Kim and vowed to kill him and break him into pieces. The men from the Janitor Association arrived at the scene. They were furious to find that Joonsoo really burned down the poppy farm. One of them commented that Joonsoo must be a lunatic. Now they had to capture that one lunatic. The bald man, the leader of the squad, ordered to infiltrate quickly and end the situation. They wanted to show the president the power of the Department of External Affairs. The men marched forward. The leader told his squad to be careful since they could get sniped. One of his squad members assured him that they will blow him away the moment they see them. Suddenly, they saw a gun in the window. The bald leader was proud of them for spotting that, and he fired at it. The window shattered. The captain's prediction was right, and his members flattered him for doing an amazing job. Unexpectedly, they felt the ground shake, and they were blasted away from an explosion underneath. They realized that it's a claymore. The members asked the captain what they should do. They panicked when they saw a rocket launcher. The captain was in a pinch. Kaboom! The explosion happened, and the scene was enveloped with smoke. Joonsoo watched them from the screen. Joonsoo had dark circles under his eyes, but he was grateful that he worked overnight to install bombs and mines. He used stealth on the explosives so there's no way to find them beforehand. The chaos can be heard all over the place. Joonsoo was wise enough not to fight those head-on. He planned to kill them remotely from the underground control room. He pressed another button, and that triggered a huge explosion. The men had put up a barrier. They realized that Joonsoo had prepared thoroughly. It was Dae-yap together with his men. Dae-yap uttered that it's as expected from a man who outright provoked them. He told them to leave it to him. Cyborg, an R-rank level 3 superhuman, and the vice president of the Janitor Association reported that he just finished analyzing Joonsoo's tactics. Dae-yap ordered him to bring Joonsoo alive so he can kill him as painfully as possible. A grenade was thrown. It exploded, but Dae-yap and the rest weren't affected because they knew where it was safe. Cyborg instructed his men to keep throwing grenades to check for traps as they proceeded slowly. Suddenly, they saw a freaking missile approaching them. Cyborg swats it to redirect it. Cyborg asked one of his colleagues if they were able to get the position. One of them saw that it was shot right from the side of the rooftop. They shot the rooftop, but it was just the missile launcher in there. The cyborgs are now near the hideout. They vowed to make Joonsoo taste hell. Cyborg even assumed that Joonsoo is already experiencing it. The screen showed that they entered the room. Joonsoo pouts while commenting how inhumane those cyborgs are. The red alarm rang. The cyborgs got to Joonsoo faster than what Joonsoo expected. Joonsoo commented how the newbie killer quest sure lives up to its evil reputation. The doorknob broke, and the door opened. Two women entered and asked Joonsoo as to why he's hiding underground like a rat. The green-haired woman is named Ebony, and the purple-haired one is named Viper. Both are an R-rank, level 3 superhumans executives of the Janitor Association. But to their surprise, no one was there. It made them wonder if he knew that they were coming. Joonsoo used stealth skill and feigning death skill. He expected them to arrive. The Janitor Association's plan was to cause a commotion at the front as if engaging in a war of attrition, while assassin executives strike from behind. Joonsoo is aware of all their tactics. He threw a grenade at them. A blinding light exploded. That's when they knew that they fell into a trap. Joonsoo left the scene since he had no business with those women. The women threatened Joonsoo that they will kill him once they have captured him. Joonsoo ran as fast as he could because he knew that the assassins would catch up to him. He knew he had to move quickly. Shots were fired. Joonsoo tried his best to evade. He didn't expect them to catch up so quickly. He decided to defend first. He used both mana barrier and protection. It blocked the bullets. He teased those women to shoot him as much as he can since he's confident that he can block them. The woman finds it funny that Joonsoo thinks that way. The bullet penetrated the barrier. Upon seeing that, Joonsoo turned pale. The barrier broke and Joonsoo was blasted away. He crashed on the ground. The woman asked him how it felt. She imbued the bullets with explosion magic. Joonsoo cursed. Ebony shot him too. Joonsoo was hit on his abdomen. He groaned from the pain. Ebony told him that the pain is nothing compared to what she'll do to him. Joonsoo replied, as if. He raised his middle finger at them while insulting them by calling them villains in some shitty latex suits. That angered the women. Ebony kicked him right on the face, and Joonsoo crashed on a grandfather's clock. He groaned loudly. Ebony rubbed the feeling of pain on Joonsoo. She explained to him that she used a potent poison that affects the arteries so it will be hard to endure. Viper grabbed him by the collar. They planned to take him to the president, but then Joonsoo grinned and welcomed them to his destination. Viper got confused, then asked if they remember something from the tick-tock noises of the clock. The women were so confused. Joonsoo spelled out how the noise seemed like a giant time bomb. He concentrated power on his legs. Then he used a rush to run as fast as he could, leaving the women behind. He knew that Ebony and Viper are both as strong as Karen. He can't guarantee his victory in a head-on battle against them. Joonsoo had to unequip all his traits just to pull off an act, luring them to the clock while they have their guards down. Because inside the clock, he installed white phosphorus munitions that cost him over 1 billion. He glanced at them, winked, and uttered, "Sleep well, ladies." Giga-Chad moment. The ladies wondered if it's another trap. Then a loud explosion happened. Joonsoo made it out safely. With that, he had successfully eliminated the executives. He used his skill and found out that more of them are on the way, so he has to recover quickly. It's also critical since he doesn't know when the machine guy will come. Speaking of the devil, the cyborgs appeared. Immediately, Joonsoo stood up. He faced them. The cyborgs' anger seethes through his teeth, especially when they realized Ebony and Viper had been defeated. Joonsoo winked at them and told them that they will end up like her in a moment. Cyborg threatened him, saying that he shouldn't dare to think of dying easily. He will make sure to modify Joonsoo until he begs for death. Joonsoo scoffed at them and replied that they have terrible tastes. He suggested that they become more human next time. Cyborg replied that it's a waste of time talking to Joonsoo, so he decided to end him at once. The cyborgs pointed their guns at him. Joonsoo expressed that he liked the fact that the cyborgs modified their bodies beyond imagination. That made the cyborg confused. Joonsoo called them idiots and thanked them before he pressed a button. Electricity crawled on the surfaces of the room. And it electrocuted all the cyborgs. Then Joonsoo shot them. He claimed that it was 1 billion won worth of EMP bombs. EMPs and shotguns are his best friends when it comes to dealing with machines. He kept shooting at them non-stop, but he saw something that confused him. One cyborg is left standing. It was the leader of the group, and he's furious. Joonsoo was surprised. He questioned him on how much he spent on his body for EMPs not to work on him. The cyborg charged at him and told him that he's going to rip him apart and kill him. He sliced the machine gun that Joonsoo is holding. He swung his sword again. He challenged Joonsoo if he'll just remain dodging forever. Joonsoo realized how powerful this cyborg is. His only choice was to outspeed him. He used his sword to slash the cyborg on its abdomen. Joonsoo commented how this cyborg is so broken for having all of his body made out of metal, except for the eyes. The cyborg insulted Joonsoo for having such a pathetic sword. The built-in jets on the cyborg's thigh were activated. Then he kicked Joonsoo with that leg, blasting Joonsoo away. He also told Joonsoo how Joonsoo's attacks are nothing to him. Joonsoo hit the wall with a powerful impact. He's in a pinch since the cyborg's body is covered in mana, so blades don't work on him. The cyborg inquired what Joonsoo expected from his weak body. The cyborg stepped on Joonsoo, and Joonsoo gripped its leg while cursing at this machine. Joonsoo couldn't believe that there's a mechanical body that moves using mana. Cyborg threatened Joonsoo that he would cut both of his arms and replace them with umbrellas. But he was surprised with Joonsoo's next move. Joonsoo pointed a gun at him. Cyborg was confused as to what that cute pistol of his could even do. Joonsoo uttered that he got an idea looking at his disgusting body. The cyborg was furious that Joonsoo couldn't comprehend that mere bullets cannot hurt him. Joonsoo grinned and replied that it isn't a mere bullet. He shot, and the bullet was released with a black flame. The bullet landed on the confused cyborg. Suddenly, the cyborg's body was engulfed in black flames. Joonsoo explained that the cyborg's mana functions on mana, and black flames burn mana. In other words, once black flames attach to the cyborg's body, there's no way to extinguish it. Joonsoo told this dumbass that he should have stopped his modification at a certain point. Cyborg groaned loudly. Joonsoo bids him goodbye. Cyborg slowly loses consciousness. Joonsoo slashed him to end him. And now, Joonsoo was left with the last task. A gunshot was heard. It was Joonsoo on a firing frenzy to eradicate the janitor association. He kept firing as the people beneath the building kept screaming. Joonsoo commented that those men were just headless chickens running around without the executives. The men wanted to run away, but they knew that there's no hope. Joonsoo looked pleased. The screams were music to his ears, until someone loudly says, "Stop!" It was so loud that it hurted Joonsoo's eardrums. He realized it was a battle cry. Then he saw Daeop stepping into the fray. Joonsoo recognized that tiger-like red eyes. It is the president of the Janitor Association and a level 4 superhuman. Daeop told Joonsoo to wait right where he was. Daeop bent his knees. Then he jumped so high to reach the top of the building. He landed in front of Joonsoo. Joonsoo was taken aback since they guy just jumped from the ground to the rooftop of a 5-story building. Daeop expressed how he never had experienced such humiliation before. He vowed to punish Joonsoo for messing with the Janitor Association. Joonsoo was caught off guard. He took the hit and was blasted to the other side of the building. He would have gotten one shot if he hadn't switched out his traits for defensive ones. But he also knew that he can't defeat him if he doesn't fight defensively. Joonsoo swung his sword and released a yellowish blade-like attack towards Daeop. But Daeop evaded that with no problem. Daeop commented that Joonsoo uses interesting skills. Then Joonsoo fired his gun. Daeop put up a barrier around him to block the attack. He expressed how he liked Joonsoo's attacks. Joonsoo was in a pinch since Daeop easily blocked his flash and black flame. Suddenly, Daeop charges forward and punched Joonsoo in a fast and consecutive manner, which made Joonsoo fall on his butt. Joonsoo realized how incredibly strong Daeop is. Daeop challenged him, if that's all. Joonsoo realized that it's impossible from the start. Park Daeop was an SR rank character from birth. On the other hand, Joonsoo is a beginner character, and he outlevels him. The gap is insane. Daeop asked him if it was his final struggle. Joonsoo asked him if he knew how he defeated his subordinates. Daeop was confused. Joonsoo shared that he defeated Ebony and Viper with white phosphorus munitions and the cyborg with EMP bombs. He asked Daeop what he thinks Joonsoo prepared for him. Daeop replied that being prepared for him is impossible. Joonsoo grinned and replied, "No." Daeop was taken aback. Suddenly, a change is happening on Joonsoo's body. Joonsoo knew that the only way for a level 2 superhuman to win against a level 4 superhuman, Joonsoo activated his mutant body and mutant muscle. His physical form changes. He turned into a wolf-like bipedal monster. The trait Mutant Warrior Kim has been activated. And that's his way to win. Daeop was surprised that Joonsoo chose to become a mutant. Joonsoo knows that he's going to lose himself at any moment. But he prepared something for that situation. He has Berserker's glasses, which provides the trait Frenzy to its wearer for a limited period. It is the item that allows him to acquire the trait he needs the most right now. He crushed the glasses in his palm and obtained the trait Frenzy. This allows the character to clear all distractions from their mind, focusing on the battle, unleashing power beyond their limits. Joonsoo can finally relax his mind now. Only bloodshed, death, and combat are filling his brain. He charged forward. Daeop blocked the attack with his arm. He had no idea what skill Joonsoo used, but he thinks it just got a lot more entertaining. Daeop used the skill Rage. He told Joonsoo that things will be fun. Joonsoo replied that it's exactly what he wanted. They punched each other and hit each other on the face. Daeop taunted him, saying it won't be enough. Joonsoo replied that it will be the same for him. They kept punching each other. Joonsoo dealt a big blow. That pushed Daeop backwards. Daeop managed to stay on his feet. Joonsoo just obtained the traits called Super Strength and Iron Armor. System informed him that the thrill of fighting dominates his consciousness. He stated how he could do it all day. Daeyop acknowledged the strength of his opponent as he hadn't had such a fight in a while. But he's done analyzing him. Daeyop claims his victory. Joonsoo punched him while saying that he should cut out the bluffs. Daeyop was able to defend himself from that attack. Joonsoo was determined to attack again. Daeyop told Joonsoo that Joonsoo only knew how to throw punches mindlessly, and that he had no fundamentals. Daeyop landed a punch on Joonsoo's stomach. Joonsoo punched back. Daeyop pulled his arm back. Daeyop told him that it's such a sloppy punch from a non-fighter. He hit Joonsoo on the jaw and threw him in the air. Joonsoo crashed on the ground and coughed up blood. Joonsoo realized that in hand-to-hand combat, Daeyop has the upper hand. Furthermore, Joonsoo felt that the frenzy trait's effect is weakening. He decided to put all his all in the next attack. He gave up on close combat. He used the trait Einherjar cultivation technique for iron armor and mana heart for endurance. Daeyop asked him what kind of trickery he was plotting. He charged and decided to end him there, but Joonsoo was able to grab Daeyop's arm. While Joonsoo grips his arm and twists it, he admits that Daeyop is better than him in hand-to-hand combat. Joonsoo charged his other hand and it was covered with a blue-green glow. Then Joonsoo told Daeyop that he's not a fighter, but a swordsman. And his arm turned into a blade. Daeyop was surprised to see that. The trait Flash was used, and at that moment, Daeyop was stabbed. He coughed up blood while groaning loudly. He didn't expect that Joonsoo can use Flash with his bare hands. Joonsoo pulled out his blade from Daeyop's body and told him that it was a good fight. Daeyop called him a monster, then dropped dead. Joonsoo knew he pushed himself too hard. The system warned him of changes in his body. His eyes widened from the sudden pang of pain, then he screamed out loud. He was being covered in golden glow as his body changed. He eventually went back to his normal body and has leveled up to level 3 superhuman. He was relieved to have leveled up just in time. He thought of himself as a lucky bastard. He fell on back and became unconscious in a different setting. Joonsoo was transported. He seemed to be floating in water. He was actually laying in a bathtub filled with water. He wondered if he's home. He sat up and someone approached him. It was Director Choi. He immediately hugged him while crying from the relief that Joonsoo is all right. Joonsoo asked Director Choi what happened. Director Choi expressed how he thought Joonsoo had died there because he was lying on the ground with all those folks from the Janitor Association. Joonsoo realized it was Director Choi who brought him back home. Director Choi explained that he noticed that Joonsoo is breathing, so he placed him in the mana spring, and Joonsoo had been unconscious for an entire week. When the director brought it up, Joonsoo realized his body had been healing. Director Choi told him that he's incredible for managing to annihilate the Janitor Association by himself. They have been getting so many requests at their office because of it. Joonsoo had a smug look on his face when he replied, "I know. I'm something else." Director Choi buttered him up by saying that he's not just something else, but he's freaking amazing. Director Choi informed him that he gathered the loot from the fight and Joonsoo can take a look at it later. He also encouraged him to tell him if he needs anything from him. Joonsoo decided to heal fully first, and since he's level 3 now, he had a place to visit. A week later, Joonsoo got his mana measured, and it showed that he has a 6-layered circuit. His plan is to get an official certification and get all kinds of great benefits. Soren approaches him and expresses that he's amazing. She flattered him by saying that she hasn't seen anyone grow so fast. She assumed that he's going to found his country in the future. Joonsoo likes being flattered, and he simply replied that he won't go that far. He asked for his certification. Soren led the way. She gave him his certification and congratulated him. She expressed that she's envious of him. Joonsoo asked why. She replied that it's for many reasons, but one is that she wishes to be as strong as him. Deep inside, Joonsoo felt that Soren expressing her emotions that way feels off. It was unimaginable in the game. Then he realized he doesn't have anything planned at the moment. He asked her if she wants to become a superhuman. She replied yes, because there's no one who wouldn't want to. He asked her if she wants to become his student. He told her that he can guarantee to make her a superhuman. Soren was confused. She asked how. Joonsoo told her that she can trust him and he sees potential in her. That made her light up. Deep inside, Joonsoo was taking advantage of her because he knew she would become an SSR rank. It was like he's using a gadget from Dragon Ball Z that is used to measure their power levels. He extended his hand and asked what she thought about it. Soren felt happy. She shook his hand and replied, okay, since she felt comfortable trusting him. Joonsoo told her that it's a wise decision. Deep inside, he was excited to train an SSR rank warrior. And now, he's a freaking Pokemon trainer. Our boy could really jump from any series he wanted. Joonsoo told her that she doesn't need to pay him any tuition fee, and that she can just repay him when she awakened as superhuman. Soren replied that it's a good idea, but she gave him a heads up that it might not be an easy task for Joonsoo because Soren failed to awaken even after taking a dedicated class. Joonsoo told her not to worry about it and just trust him, because he knew everything about her awakening story. Heaven-slaying star, a trait that signifies an incarnation of murderous intent that stains the world with blood. It is the Tier 1 core trait of the Berserker Bake Soren. However, while it greatly increases the experience points gained through combat, it also comes with side effects. There is a risk that her mentally might be eroded, turning her into a psychopath or a mad killer obsessed with combat. Soren has an awakening story befitting her unique trait. Joonsoo told her to prepare herself. She asked if she needed to have a lot of money. Joonsoo clarified that she will need mental strength rather than money. A woman interrupted their conversation to inform Joonsoo that someone is inviting him for a meeting. He would be escorted to head to the lounge on the 5th floor. He didn't expect to receive an invitation from the 5th floor. They rode the elevator. The superhuman tower divides the floor based on level. Since he was called to the 5th floor, that means that a level 5 superhuman invited them there. No one comes into his mind. When he stepped out of the elevator, someone called him teacher. Joonsoo expected it to be him. It was Seo Woojin, director of number 1 security, a level 5 superhuman. Woojin happily congratulated Joonsoo for getting his level 3 certification. They were so happy to have met each other. Deep inside, though, Joonsoo felt jealous that Woojin got to level 5 so fast, and he surpassed him. Woojin gave him a congratulatory present. Joonsoo replied that he didn't have to. But deep inside, he rejoiced having a friend from a rich family. It's an item that contains the mana focus trait. It was perfect for Joonsoo, a warrior who uses mana. Joonsoo accepted the gift, saying that he shouldn't refuse a gift from a friend. Woojin raised that there's another reason why he wanted to see him. He has a favor to ask. He asked what was his serious expression all of a sudden. Woojin asked if Joonsoo is willing to help his friends who are also suffering from the divine fever, like he did. Joonsoo inquired if they also got it from the old father's order. Joonsoo replied yes, and shared that he has 4 friends who had to suffer through it since childhood. Joonsoo acknowledged that there were 4 people suffering from the divine fever. Then Joonsoo thought of some characters. If they are who Joonsoo thinks they are, then it's a perfect opportunity for him to make things easier. Joonsoo accepted the favor by saying that he can't just ignore those in need. Woojin thanked him. Joonsoo asked if they could meet them before the treatment. Woojin replied yes and promised to arrange a meetup right away at Woojin's house. Joonsoo is being introduced to the 4 people. Joonsoo's expectations were met. They are the deputy characters that supported the paladin, Seo Woojin. They are all children from high-class families who were basically held captive under the old father's order. Joonsoo made things clear first by confirming if all of them have been forcefully baptized against their will. They all replied yes. One of them asked if it's possible to cure it. Joonsoo explained that his treatment method will be painful. However, they will need to be able to awaken like Woojin if they endure it. He asked them if they have what it takes. They looked at each other, and with conviction, they all responded that they will do anything if they can get rid of the divine fever. Joonsoo accepted their responses, and they told them that they will begin. Our boy looked like a dark angel from below now. A week later, all 4 had succeeded in awakening, and as Joonsoo expected, they all awakened without trouble due to their innate talents. Snot and tears were dripping from their faces as they hugged and thanked Joonsoo for saving them. Joonsoo affirmed them by saying that they endured well. The parents of those 4 called out to Joonsoo. They sincerely thanked Joonsoo, and they brought gifts to show their appreciation. Joonsoo acted sheepish in accepting those gifts and told them that they didn't have to. But deep inside, he's rejoicing for getting to benefit from the order aiming only for rich families. When he did the unboxing of gifts, he felt like he's doing some sort of paid gotcha. He received extreme speed trait from plated steel caps, detection trait from a helmet, rage trait from the axe, Acropolis trait from the shield, and nectar. Joonsoo was pleased because those are the traits and the items that he needed. The parents expressed that they came together to choose the gifts, and they hoped he would like them. Joonsoo immediately and sophisticatedly thanked them for it. Deep inside, he screams that he's so lucky. Then Joonsoo got serious, because it's time for him to claim his real reward. A man approached Joonsoo because he told him that he wanted to talk to him. Joonsoo told this man that he has a favor to ask him. This person is the representative of the Galaxy Mall. The man replied that he's willing to do anything for the teacher. Joonsoo expressed his interest to enter the underground gold mine located under the Hanam branch of Galaxy Mall. The man was taken aback and replied that they have no such thing under their mall. Joonsoo clarified that he's talking about the one located in the wall between the A1 and 2 areas of the basement 8th floor of the underground parking lot. He asked the man if he's certain that it was not there. The man replied that he might have no idea how Joonsoo knew about it, but he can't do the request even if it is Joonsoo. Joonsoo promised him that he won't speak a single word about what he saw there. The man was worried. Joonsoo insisted that he's only asking for a single day and he will keep the secret that the man wants to be kept hidden. At the parking lot, between the A1 and A2 pillar, the wall was blasted away. Joonsoo was with Soren. Soren couldn't believe that there's a hidden space in the wall. Joonsoo told her beforehand that it's the place where she will awaken. He told her that she had no idea how hard he worked to get there. Soren inquired if they are really going to train in such a secluded place. Joonsoo assures her that it's going to be fun. Joonsoo knew that characters with the trait Heaven-Slaying Star cannot awaken with normal methods. They have to be placed in an extreme situation, fighting for their lives, and that place is a dungeon yet to be known to the world, and the very place that Soren awakens in the future. Soren was scared because the place was so dark and it smelled strange. A humanoid creature with sharp fangs suddenly appeared. As Soren tries to evade its attack, she falls on her butt. She screamed for Joonsoo's help, but to her surprise, he dropped a sword beside her. Then Joonsoo told her it's training time. Soren was incredibly confused. He told Soren to kill the zombie herself. Soren got agitated on what he's saying. Joonsoo directly told her to fight for her life because it's the only way she can awaken. Soren yelled that it was nonsense. She panicked as the zombie approached. She felt cornered, so she grabbed the sword and slashed the monster. Upon seeing that, Joonsoo felt the chills. Such sloppy slashes have so much power. He realized that Soren might just have talent beyond his imagination. With just a single slash, the zombie fell. Joonsoo praised her and told her that she's off to a good start. Soren complained that he's so mean for just telling her to fight out of the blue. Joonsoo reasons that she did fine anyways. Soren agreed, but she looked worried. As expected, formed one of the best 3 warrior characters in the game. Even without awakening, she fought like a character with the Heaven-Slaying Star trot once she went into battle. Soren inquired if she really has to fight by herself. Joonsoo assured her that he won't at least let her die. That doesn't sound reassuring to her. Another zombie was slashed. Soren had a good posture. Joonsoo remembered she took some superhuman lessons before. He inquired if she did swordsmanship back then. She replied no. She brought up what Joonsoo said, that she's talented. Joonsoo smiled in reply, but deep inside he felt bad since he had to go through all kinds of shit to earn a single trait. Soren was too OP. They went on. Soren couldn't help but notice that the place goes deeper than she thought. She couldn't see the end of it, so she asked how far they would go. Joonsoo replied that there will be an exit at the other end, but in reality, they won't leave until she awakens. Soren noticed something approaching them. It was a zombie with a drill instead of a hand. Soren was caught off guard. Joonsoo knew that drill zombies were tricky opponents back in the game too. He decided to lend a hand, but Soren easily finished off the zombie with one strike. She's enraged as she told the zombie to stick with having hands. She's furious that this zombie is using a weapon. She cuts its body again. The chopped zombie fell. Joonsoo's jaw dropped. He stated how it's one clean victory. Soren explained that it felt like her body started moving automatically. A zombie bit Soren on the leg. Joonsoo hurriedly kicked it away from her leg. Then he inspected the wound. Soren asked what she should do. Joonsoo replied that it's common sense that she becomes a zombie if she gets bitten. Soren requested Joonsoo to kill her before she became a zombie. Joonsoo looked serious, but then he stated that he brought a solution for that. Soren was pleased to see the vial of holy water. Joonsoo knew that the game had already developed a cure for the zombie virus. This adventure really feels like they were just on a freaking date. Soren expressed that she was so surprised since she thought she was going to become one of those hideous things. Joonsoo replied that it's a tough world out there. Soren noticed that the zombies in there were strange, from their attire to their equipment. She felt that the place was artificially made. Joonsoo told her that she's right. The Galaxy Mall was constructed much faster than normal, considering how vast it was. This was made possible due to the enormous number of workers, but the tight schedule caused many to get injured or even lose their lives. But the official count of the construction is 0. The evil construction companies just buried them there. Later, Galaxy Mall's representative heard about this, but as this would bring critical damage to their public image, he decided to hide the area along with the secret. Joonsoo knew that it's only possible due to how unruly the world is. Soren expressed how she never thought there would be an ugly truth to that place. She inquired how Joonsoo knew about the secret. Joonsoo knew about it because the Old Father's order let the zombies loose to take over Seoul, and the dungeon that opened up then was Galaxy Mall's forbidden area. But Joonsoo answered Soren vaguely, saying that he has a special ability. Soren believed him since he already had many. Joonsoo also knew that it's the place where Soren awakened after being attacked by zombies. He thought that it would be the most optimal place for her awakening. But there's no sign of it yet. Soren sympathized with the victims that had to suffer even after death. She was determined to help them find eternal peace, since it's the least that she could do. Joonsoo noticed how she found her determination. Soren replied that she had a strange feeling that she should keep fighting. Joonsoo encouraged her to move ahead. In his head, the awakening is showing signs. They were inside a cave. Soren felt really cold. Joonsoo also noticed how eerie the place is, so he told her to be careful. They saw a new path. They entered the room. There was a radio playing about 3 bears in the house. It was a children's tale. It's creepy to have heard that there. It kept talking about bears in the house. Suddenly, Joonsoo and Soren felt uncomfortable. An ice stalactite moved and was about to hit them from behind. Joonsoo noticed on time and he ducked with Soren. Soren asked if he's okay since she saw that the ice was lodged in his shoulder. Joonsoo admitted that he didn't expect an ambush. Above them is the Conjugated Ghosts, boss of Galaxy Mall's forbidden area. Joonsoo was surprised to see the level 3 mutant. It looked like a large organ with several wings and several clustered bodies attached on the top of it. He told Soren to get out of there since it's not something she can handle yet. It released icicles again. Joonsoo slashed it all while screaming that he doesn't want popsicles. Then he noticed something. The round organ part of the boss monster is charging a beam, and it released the icy beam directly to them. Joonsoo was hit. He screamed loudly as the ice penetrated his body. Soren was worried for him. He apologized to her and told her that he will buy more time. But she didn't want to just leave him there. Joonsoo told her that one of them has to survive. Soren cried while refusing to leave. Joonsoo revealed to her that the reason why he's certain about her talent is because she's the heaven-slaying star. Soren couldn't believe that. She told him to trust herself, and with that, she should awaken. Joonsoo was immobilized by the ice. Then he concluded their lessons there. The boss monster released icicles again. They were about to be hit. Soren closed her eyes, bracing herself for the pain while thinking how she couldn't trust herself. The icicles shattered the ground. It kept on raining icicles, until most of the area is covered with ice. Joonsoo noticed something. Soren stood there like a frozen statue. Then she stated that she will. She meant that she's going to trust herself in Joonsoo. Her body glowed in golden light, and she stood confidently while saying that she won't give up. Waifu number 1 is now being enveloped by golden aura. You guys know what this meant? Joonsoo smiled. Soren hit the ice and freed Joonsoo. She had awakened. Soren is now an SSR rank warrior with level 1 superhuman. She couldn't believe the power. While she rejoiced that she awakened, an ice was about to hit her from behind. Joonsoo moved quickly to shatter the ice. Soren was caught off guard. Joonsoo told her that now that she had awakened, it's time to cut the act. Soren was confused. Joonsoo explained that a heaven-slaying star's awakening requires a battle that risks her life and the mental strength to prevail against it. She asked if he intentionally placed himself in danger just to awaken her. Joonsoo affirmed her by saying that she had done a good job, and now it's time for them to fight. He addressed her as Heaven-Slaying Star, Bayek Soren. The boss monster created several large hands and released icicles at the same time. Soren noticed how it seemed very angry. Joonsoo assured her that she will be fine as long as she swat away its attacks before they touch her body. Joonsoo deflected the icicles with his sword. When he's done demonstrating, he confirms with Soren if she thinks it's not too hard. But he was wrong, because Soren was already frozen from being hit. He asked her if she's all right. He understood that even if she had awakened, she's still at level 1. He can't expect her to do everything perfectly. Soren sneezed and shook off the ice on her body. She stated that she got hit multiple times, but it didn't hurt that much. Everyone gets their starting trait once they awaken. The trait Indomitable grants a strong resistance against all abnormal statuses. Soren felt like she's going to die at any moment before awakening. But now, she's oozing with powers. She obtained the Indomitable trait, which is a Tier 1 defensive trait. And because Joonsoo had awakened multiple others already, he obtained Insight, the trait that allows him to see all of the traits of his opponents. It's an overpowered PvP skill. Soren expressed that she's not much help. Joonsoo told her not to worry about it. Joonsoo was now focused on showing her how to train her heaven-slaying star. The boss monster released several icicles again. Joonsoo and Soren ran side by side. Soren obtained the trait called Rush. Joonsoo praised her for learning that already. Her growth speed during battle is incredible. Soren shared that her body feels light, that it felt like she could fly away. It makes her want to keep fighting. Then she noticed something. 2 large icicles were dropped by the boss monster. Joonsoo jumped to evade it, but Soren was hit. He was about to cut it for her, but Soren replied that it was fine. She used the trait Leap. Joonsoo was surprised to see that. When the icicles hit the ground, it created an explosion. Joonsoo praised her for doing well, but deep inside he couldn't believe that she could use Leap already. Soren shared that it felt like she's flying. Joonsoo felt envious that she might surpass him in no time, just like Woo Jin. Soren inquired what she should do. He instructed her to use the skills she just learned to take the monster's aggro while Joonsoo took the monster down. In Joonsoo's head, he already taught Soren everything she needs, so he needs to finish the battle as quickly as possible. Soren took a step, and she moved randomly while taunting the boss monster. He could see Soren's swift movements with her new traits called Accelerate and Breakthrough. Her talent is really something else. Now that Joonsoo had given Soren a lot of help in awakening, he decided to end the fight in one shot. He gripped his sword tightly and used Flash. The boss monster was about to be hit by the golden wave. When that attack landed, the boss monster made a loud noise, and it exploded. Soren was impressed with Joonsoo's attack. He looked smug as he replied that it was nothing. Something fell. It was the monster's mana core. Soren inquired on how a smartphone worked as a core. Joonsoo explained that it often happens to ghost-type monsters. The smartphone had a picture of a young girl. A worker who ended up there cherished his daughter more than his life before death, and his resentment possessed the smartphone, becoming the mana core. Soren was in tears and hoped that the man was at peace now. The smartphone glowed in yellow. Then it showed 2 star-like items, one in light blue and one in purple. It's called the Crystal. Once put to good use, good equipment will be formed. It's an amazing reward that they can get by defeating the Galaxy Mall Dungeon's boss monsters. Suddenly, the ground shook. Soren asked what's going on. Joonsoo explained that since they have defeated the boss, the forbidden area is collapsing. Soren asked what they should do. Joonsoo inquired if Soren had adapted to the movement traits she learned a moment ago. Joonsoo started running while explaining that it's time to run. If she doesn't want to die, she should get moving. They kept running as the place crumbled. Joonsoo told her to run as fast as she could. It will be over if she's too slow. Soren replied that it's the fastest that she can run. Joonsoo knows that there's some distance left until they reach the teleportation portal. Soren had to surpass her limit. She almost got smashed by the debris. It made her determined. She reasoned that she just awakened after going through so much. She doesn't want to die for nothing. She activated her trait Leap. The teleportation portal is now in sight. Joonsoo is already beside it, but Soren is still distant. Joonsoo couldn't help her because she still has a trait that needs to be obtained. The reason why she could become one of the best units in the game was because of 3 traits. Heaven-Slaying Star allowed her to grow very quickly, and the Indomitable trait blocked the side effects of Heaven-Slaying Star. And the last one is, Soren got hit by the falling rock. Her arm bled. She had to stop running because she was thrown off balance. She cradled her arm, but she's determined not to give up. She vowed to survive no matter what, so she started running again. She went as fast as she could, so that she obtained the trait Runaway Train. She went full speed. She didn't pay attention to the falling debris, but the boulders blocked the way and Joonsoo can't see her anymore. He got worried that she failed. But suddenly, Soren appeared. She landed on Joonsoo, hugging him while telling him that they should go quickly. Joonsoo blushed. Our boy is in trouble. Then they enter the portal while the dungeon disappears. They obtained the trait Narrow Escape. It grants a second chance at life on the brink of death. They fell at the center of the mall. The crowd gathered. They wondered where they came from, especially when they're a mess. Joonsoo told Soren that he believed that she could do it. They even obtained the Narrow Escape trait, and all 3 of Soren's main traits have been collected. Soren is still hugging him when she calls out to him. Joonsoo asked if she's okay and if she could stand up. She replied that she's fine. Joonsoo doesn't believe her because her face is all red. Even her ears are red. Then she hugged him again while telling him to let her stay like that for a bit. She asked him to hold her a bit longer. Joonsoo was surprised. She did that because she had to fix her clothes for a moment. It was ripped at the chest area. Once she was done, she thanked him. Joonsoo embarrassingly replied, "You're welcome." She stated how it was a close call, but they made it out. Joonsoo thought about how Soren's smiling face, even after awakening, definitely shows that she's different from the game. Perhaps it's because she awakened differently from the original story where she survived after endless slaughtering. They decided to get out of the shopping mall. Joonsoo gave her one of the crystals. That surprised Soren, because it's worth at least a couple billion won. Joonsoo told her to grow faster with it. Soren replied that it's too much for a present, so she doesn't know if she can take it. Joonsoo told her not to worry and she could just repay him later. But it was all part of his scheme since there's a reason why he spent so many resources to awaken Soren. The Mars Sword Technique. It is one of the 3 top-tier sword techniques in Arcane Seoul. Once learned, the character experiences rapid growth. However, it is a special trait that only Soren can use. So, the only way to learn this is to receive the trait in the form of a memory chip. She thanked him. Joonsoo told her it's nothing as long as she doesn't forget, because Joonsoo wanted to learn her sword technique. Joonsoo was almost home when a car arrived. Joonsoo turned pale. All he wanted was a short break, but the Arcane Seoul won't just let him be. It was Woo Jin in the car. Woo Jin rode the car and thanked Woo Jin for coming all the way there. Woo Jin was glad that he could finally repay him for curing all his friends. Deep inside, Joonsoo prefers that Woo Jin not come at that moment. Woo Jin shared that they miraculously managed to schedule a meeting with the Armor Meister. Joonsoo wouldn't want to miss that event. In their world, good items lead to great abilities. The master craftsman who can create high-level items is extremely busy. Woo Jin happily shared that the person who contacted him can craft a level 7 armor. Joonsoo was surprised. He was excited to go there. They arrived at a house. Several people were lined up at the entrance to greet them. Joonsoo's jaw dropped. Woo Jin stated that it's a great house for a great craftsman. Out of the blue, Joonsoo asked Woo Jin if he has any idea which religion the craftsman is devoted to. Woo Jin had a puzzled look on his face and asked why he's suddenly asking. Joonsoo realizes that Woo Jin doesn't know. He expected that because he suffered so much due to the old father's order. But Joonsoo knew that the house was the house of a craftsman, devoted to the old father's order, Jo Chul. Jo Chul is a very devoted believer of the religion. He stands at the forefront of war craftsmen for the order in the future. He's called a death craftsman, a mid-boss of episode 3. Joonsoo already refused to be baptized, so it's a puzzle to him that the craftsman is still willing to craft an armor from him. The knight told them to halt. Then it looked for an identification. It grabbed Joonsoo's wrist and told him to show the black flame. Joonsoo showed him that and asked if he's satisfied. The knight glared at him. Woo Jin intervened and asked, "What is the meaning of this?" He told the knight to let go of Joonsoo's hand and explained that they are customers with reservation. Someone came out and told them to stop. He asked the knight who told him that he can treat his customers like that. This master craftsman, Jo Chul, a level 6 superhuman, is on a sleek-looking wheelchair that he can navigate through the handle. The knight acknowledged his presence. Chul replied that Joonsoo refused baptism, and awakening black flame makes him a distinguished guest. Joonsoo pointed out that even being called that is how they treated him. Chul apologized for that. He stated, "The light and savior recognized by the saintess." Joonsoo had no idea what that nonsense meant. He invited them in to discuss the equipment that Joonsoo is looking for. Joonsoo was wary. Chul showcased plate armor, which is his specialty. And since it's the Saintess's request, he could make Joonsoo any style that he likes. Joonsoo looked around, and he had decided. He pointed at his pick. They were all surprised. It was a simple military uniform. Joonsoo replied that he loved the style. But Chul yelled that it's nonsense, because it's very difficult to infuse magic into that form of armor, so they can't make holy armor like that. Joonsoo clarified that he doesn't need holy armor. He told Chul that Chul just needs to imbue the armor with giant and extreme. Judging from Chul's reaction, Joonsoo could tell what the order is looking to do. Holy armor is also known as the Paladin's armor. It provides an overpowered amount of stats for tanks. However, there's a critical downside of it. To utilize the armor properly, the user requires a lot of divine power. And to raise Joonsoo's divine power, he would have to enter a religion. He knew that those people were pretending to give him something good while trying to trap him in their religion. Joonsoo shook Chul's hand while telling him that he expects the best from him. They stepped out. Woojin suggested that he should have chosen the holy armor, but Joonsoo replied that he liked what he chose. The knight watched them intently. Chul stated that he can only imbue a few traits in that kind of armor. The knight asked if he's going to do it as requested. He asked the knight if he wanted him to go against the Saintess's command instead. The Saintess said that the guy was the light and savior of the order. The knight refused to believe that, and that no matter how many times he thinks about it, he has to confirm it with his own eyes. A week later, Joonsoo was in front of Kim Chunbok Antique Shop. He gulped down on green fluid. The old man was worried because he's not supposed to take the mandragora elixirs like that at once. Joonsoo burped and thanked him. The old man asked him if he's all right. Joonsoo replied yes, and he's happy because he got the trait that he needed. It is called energetic. Joonsoo thanked Chunbok for giving those to him. Chunbok stated how Joonsoo saved their market and now their business is booming. It's the least that they can do for him. Joonsoo realized that it's the reason why there are so many people at the market. Someone approached Joonsoo. Joonsoo remembered this man in a suit. He was an Iron Fist gang member. Joonsoo told him it's nice to see him again. The man asked Joonsoo if he was well. Then the man informed Joonsoo that their boss wants to meet with him. Joonsoo asked why. The man told him that there are a lot of ears there, so they have to move for a bit. Joonsoo agreed. They rode in the car. The man happily shared that they even prepared a bulletproof car for Joonsoo. He asked if he liked it. Joonsoo noticed the sign. He felt that something was off. He questioned himself if the headquarters of Iron Fist Gang is always at Mayorim, because if he recalls correctly, that place is a slum filled with human trash. The man told Joonsoo that the car ran out of gas, so they needed to park at the gas station for a bit. Joonsoo simply replied, okay. But then he remembered something. He saw the sign of Mayorim gas station. The man was about to exit the car. He took something out of his pocket while telling Joonsoo to have a good rest. Joonsoo realized something, that it was a trap. The car was full of explosives. Joonsoo immediately grabbed the man's arm and asked him if he looked like a retard to him. Joonsoo asked him if he really knows who he's messing with. The man acted innocent. Joonsoo kicked the car door open. He leapt out and told the man to stay right there along with the bombs that he prepared. Forever. Joonsoo threw a grenade inside the car. It created a big explosion. Joonsoo was able to keep his distance by using dash and breakthrough. He noticed that the explosion was bigger than what a single grenade would have caused. As he expected, the guy was a traitor. He sensed it since the luxurious bulletproof car was heading towards Mayorim, and the last clue was the gas station. There was a reason why Joonsoo kept feeling the sense of déjà vu, because all of those events happen in the story when Iron Fist Kim gets betrayed by his men. Joonsoo doesn't fully understand why, but a traitor of the Iron Fist gang targeted him. Joonsoo was being shot. Several men went after him. They recognized him from the picture. If they kill him, they will get $1 billion for it. These men wanted to make some money. As expected, it just doesn't end with the car filled with bombs. Those men kept firing. Joonsoo hid behind a car. There were too many of those men, and Joonsoo knew the car wouldn't hold out for too long. He decided to get out of there first. He used leap and landed on a rooftop. The men saw him and fired at him. Joonsoo cursed and immediately used mana defense to block the bullets. He was surprised that they can react that quickly even when they aren't superhumans. Those men aimed for the center and were determined to kill Joonsoo. They kept firing. Their attack was concentrated at the center. Joonsoo was surprised with the insane accuracy. He decided to step back for now. A bullet grazed on his shoulder. He realized that he can't take this lightly as he thought. He had an item that he didn't want to use since he just bought it, but he still threw several canisters down to those men. Those men just stood still until the whole area had reduced visibility. It was tear gas bombs. They decided to kill Joonsoo to get the antidote. Joonsoo told them that they should know who they are after when they aren't even superhumans. It was time for Joonsoo to get out of there. It was already late at night. He was still on the rooftop, but he determined that he got far enough. He thought about how a group of rogues showed focus comparable to superhumans. He knew that there's only one thing out there that can make it possible. It is called the battle drug. It has serious side effects, but it can momentarily boost the user's combat ability. And considering that those men said something about an antidote, it made Joonsoo certain that it was the case. The problem is, the only person who can move the number of rogues in Mayorim is the human hunter. It's the only person that Joonsoo can think of. He's the master of cowardly battles, active in Mayorim. His methods would be using an insider's betrayal to deploy a bomb. The second would be an attack by rogues under the influence of battle drugs. And the third is the man's specialty, sniping. Joonsoo saw something sparkle across the building. A bullet made its way to Joonsoo. He evaded it. But if he reacted even a bit later, he would have died for sure. But the risk for the gamble was worth it for Joonsoo. Because now he knew where the man was hiding. The building where the bullet was shot burned. Joonsoo jumps to it. He predicted to have that bastard cornered already. He ran as fast as he could towards the burning building to defeat the cowardly human hunter who only snipes from a distance. Joonsoo had no choice but to go in on him. He rushed even through the fire. He felt his whole body burning, but he had to endure it. He made sure that the man can't shoot him because the smoke hinders him. A bullet flew, but Joonsoo was able to evade it, to fight against a skilled sniper. Joonsoo saw where the man was stationed, and that was the priority, to find the location. The sniper cursed, because he can't see Joonsoo. Joonsoo grinned. The sniper checked his scope and saw a flash of light. Joonsoo's next move is to get close to the sniper and create an unexpected variable. The sniper was surprised that Joonsoo leaped. Joonsoo pointed a gun at him. The sniper was annoyed that Joonsoo dared to challenge him, a sniper to a gunfight. With just a fraction of a second, our boy changed all of his equipped traits to those suitable for attacking now. Joonsoo used his black flame and fired rapidly. His bullet entered the sniper's gun. Thank you all for watching. Please watch this next Giga Chad video, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, support the channel by joining the Summon Club membership. You can also support by just liking the video and being awesome.